Hi guys. Hello. I hope the audio is coming fine. Yeah. So, firstly, thank you so much for joining this live stream at such short notice. I announced it just 15 minutes back with the thumbnail and the actual feed, etc. And I announced it with a small status with small post in my community tab just half an hour back. And even then, you guys are joining at the moment. I'm very humbled by that. The reason for this urgency is what Rudranil Ghosh just said 2 days back in a new YouTube channel that's come up, which seems to be a little CPIM leaning, although not very overtly. And the polls and stuff, the question answers they ask in their community tab, those things get heavily criticized by Hindutva people, right-leaning people, because the problem is their production quality is really great. They ask polite questions. They give a voice to all voices from all sides of the political spectrum, politicians, non-politicians, all sorts of people. But they of course point out the criticism. They of course bring out the wrong things that the current government is doing. Therefore, give voice to a lot of people like Rajoshi Lahiri from BJP, who usually is not very respected in the Bengali intelligentsia and the urban Bengali people, that is. But even Rajoshi Lahiri's recent clips from that channel only has gone very viral. It's called How Media, okay? I don't know what that means. HOW, How Media, okay? Now, only time when they do the question answers, they get heavily criticized because they are trying to shape it in a way that BJP doesn't get any credit, or you can never say that BJP is going to do something better about the situation, okay? So they get heavily criticized that why are you skewing the questions in such a way? Every post they make, okay? Now, 2 days back, they did an interview, small interviews they do, with Rudranil Ghosh. Now, who is Rudranil Ghosh? We'll get to that just in a little while. But what Rudranil Ghosh said in that interview has absolutely blown away my mind. Few days back, a person was telling me that mysterious sociologist, he was telling me that he has heard in some places that Rudranil Ghosh has even had the balls to criticize some things which are not criticized usually. We'll get into that, of course. You will see what I'm talking about. And I thought, okay, interesting. I have not heard it myself, but let's see what happens in the future. Maybe he'll grow some more balls as time passes, as time goes. And that day has already come, apparently. Just 2 days back, he has said things which have never been said by anybody, I think, in the history of Tollywood, I would say, okay? Now, for those of you who are my live viewers, I'll ask you to recall about almost one year back, I was telling you guys and discussing that I'm getting kind of annoyed with BJP's entire criticism of Trinamool being that, you know, there are bad roads, water is not coming, etc. The retail politics things, okay? Because I believe that for that, no one is going to shift any vote to BJP, whereas BJP is important for even other reasons, okay? It's not like every BJP state, every alley in every BJP state has great bijli pani, etc. But BJP stuck to that. Now, who knew that people would finally get pissed off with Trinamool because of their corruption and all the bundles of cash coming out, and then Sandesh Khali. So all things are piling up. So BJP was, of course, right in doing that. And of course, again, anything other than bijli pani corruption is not really mainstream political talking points, right, in India. So that has kind of been shifted now among the supporters, among the voters, among the common public, though it's already shifting drastically. But this is the first time, I think, someone has said something like this from the party itself. Rudranil Ghosh is in BJP now. Now, let me, just few days back, I talked about this. Who exactly is Rudranil Ghosh? And I'll just give a primer on that for those of you joining from outside Bengal. Rudranil Ghosh is an actor from Tollywood. He is like the Nawazuddin Siddiqui of Tollywood, that in the sense that he is not conventionally good looking. You can see his face in the DP, but he is an incredibly phenomenal actor. I'm not saying this just because I agree with him. I say good things about plenty of people I disagree with. I say bad things about plenty of people I agree with. This is not that. Rudranil Ghosh is a genuinely great actor. You can ask any farthest left commie in Bengal, he will agree to that. That's not the point here. It is actually a point as well that he is a great actor for other reasons. But the the hilarious part about him is that he was in CPM. Or at least, I don't know if he was a member of CPM, but he was a CPM-minded person. I think he had. I don't know if he was in actually CPM, but he was always known to support CPM. Okay, then he joined Trinamool for a while, and now he is in BJP. So that's a pretty hilarious biodata resume to have. But the things he's saying and the way he's going about it, that tells me that this is a very significant thing for non-left voices. Now, a few days back in a live stream, someone had asked me that what do you think of Rudranil Ghosh? And there, when that question was asked, I went into sort of a story about why Rudranil Ghosh might be a sort of a lambi race ka ghoda. And today from this interview, which will basically be a translation for the non-Bengali viewers here, about why this is insanely significant. I don't think many people in many industries, movie industries, all across the country even say these things, the things he said today, okay? This is unbelievable stuff. Now, what I said about Rudranil Ghosh was that about one and a half years back, I saw him at a music concert organized by a famous Bengali lyricist called Proshen. He's a phenomenal composer himself, but of course his compositions are not commercial enough, so his compositions are sung only in niche gatherings, etc. But in that concert arranged by Proshen, Rudranil was also invited. Rudranil also happens to be a great singer-songwriter himself. Although he is mainly an actor, he used to be in a band with another actor, Parambroto Chatterjee, who was one of those voices who had kicked out Tata Shingur factory, okay? And Parambroto Chatterjee recently got a high post in some sort of art and culture department from the Trinamool government. But he used to be in a band with Parambroto Chatterjee himself. Now, Rudranil Ghosh, when he walked in the inside the concert hall, everyone started laughing, everyone started booing to him because everyone is a BJP hater. Rudranil is the sole BJP guy there, and then he goes up on the stage. It was the show was being anchored by a famous Bengali RJ Shayon, as far as I remember. Even he sort of went into a friendly banter with him, but these are people who know each other, so it was basically a friendly banter. But RJ Shayon went to the extent of making fun of his political views. But when he is being faced with utter booing in front of the entire gigantic crowd, when the anchor is making fun of him, he does not flinch, he does not react at all. If you saw his face, if you were an alien who just arrived in that auditorium, you would think Rudranil is there having fun and enjoying a music concert, okay? He takes it absolutely lightly, he does not react at all. He just says, yeah, these things happen, we are all friends here, let's enjoy a nice evening of music. Then actually sings a phenomenal song, really good song. It was actually composed by Proshen. Then casually leaves. So, if someone has thick skin to that extent in politics, I think they can do great things and progress a lot in politics. But the other thing you must know about Bengali actors and actresses, most of them, the mainstream ones at least, I guess most non-Bengalis even know this, that they are, I guess, pretty well educated, whatever that means, whether academically or non-academically, but Tollywood actors and actresses, not the main commercial ones, but everyone below the hero level, these people read a lot. Now, when they apply that read a lot skill set to commie things, that's when problems arise, and that has been the mainstay of Bengal intelligentsia forever and ever, right? Now, here I'm noticing Rudranil is probably applying that skill set to now right-wing talking points or Hindutva leaning consciousness or the problems that Hindutva is talking about. If what I'm guessing he is doing is that he is in the BJP ecosystem, right? Since he is a part of BJP. Now, probably he sees WhatsApp forwards or different quotations from Sharat Chandra, Rabindranath that Hindutva shared these days. Or people are sending him material, his party workers are sending him material, or maybe RSS people have sent him material that, sir, see, please read this material, this is written by Bengalis only. And now that he's not getting much acting work because he is in BJP, he is probably spending all that time in reading. And when you unleash a Bengali in the path of reading, and he does not have much his day job things to pursue, okay, and if he's reading all day and he starts reading the non-left things in history or in modern writings, okay, you know what's going to happen, right? And that sort of a weapon is now being created in Rudranil Ghosh, okay. I think he has started reading the stuff we know about, okay. You won't believe the stuff he says here. Okay, now check this out. This is the first time, let me give you a spoiler. This is the first time I'm seeing any Bengali mainstream person criticize not just Trinamool's politics, criticize not just Trinamool and CPIM's corruption, etc. He brings up temple destruction by Islamic invaders. He brings up Islamic conversion. Okay, that's the spoiler. And another thing, when of course people with high academic acumen read a lot and stuff, if they really have that kira of debating, you can't fuck with these people, right? No matter which side they are on, even if they are wrong, even if they are on the wrong side, if people read a lot, it's hard to debate them. Okay, now this guy at one point, after the Islamic invasion stuff is discussed, he tries to bring up a talking point about Assam and CA and RC. Okay, even before this guy finishes the question, Rudranil counters him, and pretty vehemently. Okay, these things are unheard of in Bengal, and we have never seen these things. This is insane stuff that Rudranil did here. Let's start. I will go on translating.
এই প্রসঙ্গে যে বক্তব্যগুলি সামনে এসছে, মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর পরিষ্কার তিনি সিএ নিয়ে বলছে এই শিক্ষাশ্রী, এই কন্যাশ্রী, এগুলো আপনারা অবৈধ নাগরিক হয়ে যাবেন, সবটা আমরা শুনলাম। কিন্তু আমার প্রশ্ন অন্য জায়গায়। আমরা এত বছর ধরে রয়েছি, ভারতের সরকার রয়েছে, পশ্চিমবঙ্গের সরকার রয়েছে, আমরা ভোটার, আমাদের আধার।
The question is that the CM is saying that all the legit citizens will have to leave, etc. because of CA. How do you see those allegations, etc.? Okay. Indra Kamal Mojumdar, thank you for taking that membership.
কার্ড রয়েছে এবং মানুষজন একটা দ্বিধাদ্বন্দ্বের মধ্যে পড়েছে। তাহলে কি আমরা এতদিন নাগরিক ছিলাম না? আসলে আপনার ঘর থেকে যে ছেলেটা বর্ডার সামলাচ্ছে আজকে, যে বিএসএফ, সে কি নাগরিক নয়? তাহলে নাগরিকত্বের আবার
It's a long question about who is really a Nagrik, okay? Now see how Rudranil counters that first and foremost.
আর নতুনত্ব।
দেখুন, দুটো জিনিস বলি। প্রথমত হচ্ছে যে এই আইন নিয়ে যারা কচকচানি তৈরি করেছে তারা দেখেছে ইন্ডিজোট করে কোনো লাভ হয়নি।
Yeah, he's saying that India alliance has failed. That's why they are now bringing this thing, this allegation of random people will lose their citizenship, etc. because of CA.
তাহলে চলুন একটু তরকারিতে ফোড়ন দিই। মানে কিছু একটা দেখুন, রাজনীতির মানুষ।
So let's put some more ingredients in this cooking we are trying to do.
রাজনৈতিকভাবে হাল্লাগোল্লা মাচাবার জন্য বিভিন্ন রকমের একটা করে ইস্যু তুলতে হয়।
Politicians have to bring up random stuff to go on with their momentum of political talking points.
আমার নিজের ভালো লেগেছে এই যে অসভ্যতাম এটা করছে সিপিএম, কংগ্রেস এবং চোর তৃণমূল। তো বেচারা এটা নিয়ে আর কি করবে?
Now, here Rudranil sets the tables against the people criticizing the CA, etc. He says, I really like the fact they are criticizing CA, okay? And then he goes on to say that I have seen a lot of BJP supporters also criticize the CPIM or Trinamool in this case, where they are criticizing Trinamool and CPIM for being opposed to CA. And Rudranil says, I'm telling them, do not criticize them for criticizing CA. Okay, let them go on with criticizing CA. Guess why? Let's see.
যখন দেখবেন আপনার কোনো কাজ নেই, আপনি নাকে ফুটে দিয়ে আঙুল ঘোরান, কান দিয়ে নেমেরাম করেন, তো ওরা যেটা করছে।
He's saying that when people are jobless, they dig their nose, they dig their ears. So they are jobless, that's why they are criticizing CA.
আমাদের বিজেপির কিছু ভাই বোন বন্ধুরা তারা কিন্তু গালমন্দ করছে, প্রচুর মানুষও করছে।
The way he speaks, he's saying that many brothers and sisters from BJP are also criticizing them.
সিপিএম, কংগ্রেস, তৃণমূলকে তারা মিথ্যাচার করছে বলে আমি বলছি না, করতে দিন, নাহলে তৃণমূল চুরি করবে।
Right. This is an insane answer. He says, let them go on criticizing CA. Otherwise, they'll get busy with stealing stuff. Okay? It's better that they are busy with criticizing. Otherwise, all they know is stealing people's money.
দেখুন, ফাঁকা মাথা শয়তানের বাসা।
Yeah. Empty brain is the devil's playground or something. That proverb is there. No, he's saying that. So let them be busy with. They are sort of kids, and give them the toy of criticizing CA.
তো কি করবে? 1955 সালে সিটিজেনশিপ অ্যাক্ট হয়।
In 1955, the Citizenship Act came about.
এবং সেই সময়তে এই কথাও বলা হয়েছিল, তদানীন্তন কেন্দ্রীয় সরকার যে স্বাধীনতার ঠিক সময়তে হঠাৎ করে যে মুসলমান সমাজের মানুষ, তারা তো আমাদের দেশে ছিলেন না, মশলা বিক্রির কারণে পরিষ্কার আমার দেশে প্রথমে আসেন, তো তারপর একটু জায়গা ফেগা করে আড়ত ফাড়ত করা।
Okay, this is where he gets into pretty I'm forgetting all my adjectives today because I'm so excited about this. He's going into rabbit territory. Okay, so he says, even when the Citizenship Act was being discussed in 1955, people had discussed that since Muslims were not here forever and after, a lot of people came here in the garb of selling spices, etc. But then after selling a lot of spices and becoming strong, and they stayed back, then a lot of their friends came over. Okay, now see where this goes.
তারা তো আমাদের দেশে ছিলেন না, মশলা বিক্রির কারণে পরিষ্কার আমার দেশে প্রথমে আসেন, তো তারপর একটু জায়গা ফেগা করে আড়ত ফাড়ত করাবার চেষ্টা করেন, তারপর খেয়াল পড়ে যে পশ্চিমবঙ্গের ভারতবর্ষের যে মন্দিরগুলো রয়েছে সেখানে ধন সম্পদ গয়না মুদ্রা প্রচুর পরে, স্বর্ণ মুদ্রা, সেগুলো
Okay, he says, after gaining all the wealth by selling spices to Indians, they all of a sudden remembered and noticed that there is so much treasure in the temples. Okay.
দখলদারি নিতে হবে, সেইটা করতে গিয়ে তারা মন্দির লুটপাট করা শুরু করেন।
So then they start looting the temples and they start destroying temples. This is the first time any mainstream Bengali face is mentioning this, okay?
শুরু করেন ক্ষমতায়ন দেখাবার জন্য, কারণ মুসলিম ধর্ম পরিষ্কার পৌত্তলিকতার।
Okay, now he gets into the crux of the matter. He says, because Islam is directly against idol worship. It is iconoclastic. It is again against any sort of idolatry. This is just what he said right now.
তারা মন্দির লুটপাট করা শুরু করেন, ভাঙা শুরু করেন ক্ষমতায়ন দেখাবার জন্য, কারণ মুসলিম ধর্ম পরিষ্কার পৌত্তলিকতার বিরুদ্ধে কথা বলে। আমি বলছি না, ইসলাম বলছে।
And he's saying, I'm not saying it. Islam is saying it.
কেমন তারা এবার এই মূর্তি ভাঙা শুরু করলো, শুধু তাই নয় ক্ষমতায়ন করা শুরু করলো।
Okay, now he's saying that then they started destroying temples, destroying idols, they started gaining power.
পৃথ্বীরাজ চৌহানকে পরাস্ত করার পর থেকে ঘড়িরা এসে মোহাম্মদ ঘড়ি।
What is he reading, guys? Oh, okay. Now he's saying that then they defeat Prithviraj Chauhan, then the Ghodis come, Ghori Ghazni.
এসে পাকিভাবে দখল নেওয়া শুরু করলো।
Okay. Dakhal, okay? Dakhal is the word he's using, not just coming here and living here, okay? So he's saying that after Prithviraj is defeated, Ghodis come, Ghori Fori, okay? Ghori etc. come, and then they start occupying these lands, okay?
এত সম্পদশালী একটা জায়গা, মুঘল পাঠান তারা সবার আগে কি করেছিল? নালন্দা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় সারা পৃথিবী।
Okay, so what did these Mughals Pathans do? Nalanda University.
এখান থেকে জ্ঞান অর্জন করতো, সেটাকে জ্বালিয়ে দিল, অশিক্ষিত করে দাও।
Fuck. He is saying that they burned down the Nalanda University to make everyone illiterate.
তাদের পদবী কি দাসপাল, হালদার, ব্যানার্জি, চক্রবর্তী ছিল না?
He's saying, and who burned the Nalanda? People who wanted to make the entire population uneducated and illiterate. What were their surnames? Was it Dash, Pal, Banerjee? No.
কি পদবী ছিল আপনিও জানেন, যারা শুনছেন তারা জানেন।
He's saying you know what their surnames were, and the people who are listening, even though they know their surnames.
একটাই বই থাকবে, তার নাম হবে কোরআন।
There will be only one book, and that is Quran. No other books should be studied.
বাকি কোনো বই থাকবে না।
No other book shall remain.
অদ্ভুত, প্রায় 1.5 মাস 2 মাস ধরে জ্বলেছিল একটা লাইব্রেরি সারা পৃথিবীতে, যেখানে জ্ঞান।
The Nalanda burned for 1.5 months, 2 months.
চিকিৎসা শাস্ত্র, আমরা সুশ্রুতের কথা শুনেছি, বডি কেটে অপারেশন হওয়া, এটা প্রথম আবিষ্কার করেন একজন হিন্দু মুনি ঋষি।
Now he is going to Sushruth. Okay, अरे भाई हमको इतने दिन व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी बोलते थे भाई, अब इससे जाके डिबेट करो, ठीक है? आई चैलेंज एनी कॉमी टू डिबेट रुद्रनील घोष, ओके? वो नहीं होगा किसी से। तो एनीवे, now he's bringing up the fact that so many years back Hindu Rishi Muni discovered operations, surgeries.
বাড়ি গোপালে যে মুনি ঋষিরা রয়েছেন তারা কিন্তু শুধুমাত্র ধর্ম করে থাকেন না।
He's saying that all the bearded rishis you see, they are not just religious people, you know. They don't just follow religion and do worshipping all day.
তাদের পাণ্ডিত্য অন্য জায়গায়। আর্যভট্ট আমার
their expertise is elsewhere as well. Aryabhatta was born here. That's what he's pointing out here.
এখানে মানুষ শূন্য আবিষ্কার হয়েছিল আমার দেশেই, সেই মুনি
Zero was discovered here.
ঋষিরাই করেছিলেন। কেমন?
That was done by our rishis. You see, everyone growing up knows that zero was discovered in India, right? Everyone knows Aryabhatta was an Indian, etc. But it is very important to point out they were rishis, they were rishi munis themselves. Okay, because we have a certain image of Rishi Munis, right? They are just meditating in some forest, or they are just some casteist trad, etc. But every research was the domain of Rishi Munis and scholars, etc. Okay, that is being pointed out here by Rudranil, and that is also an insanely important thing to do. It was done by Rishis and Munis.
তো সেটাকে গুলিয়ে দিতে হবে।
Okay, now he brings it back to Nalanda burning. Okay, he's saying that needed to be people needed to forget that. Okay, it was in the interest of Islamic invaders that people of the land forget that Aryabhatta, Shushruta come from their land, and for that Nalanda was burnt.
এবার তারা এসে ধর্মান্তরিত করা শুরু করলেন।
And now he's saying that then they start the conversions.
পশ্চিমবঙ্গে পরিষ্কার ওই যে লোকজন এটা তো বলে যে আমি তৃণমূল, কারণ যিনি তার জানেন যে জল বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে বাড়িতে, ইলেকট্রিক বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে, মেয়ে বাড়ি ফিরবে না, খুন হয়ে যাবে ছেলে, তাই ভয়তে বলে তৃণমূল। তাই সেই সময় এবার তারা এসে ধর্মান্তরিত করা শুরু করলেন। পশ্চিমবঙ্গে পরিষ্কার ওই যে লোকজন এটা তো বলে যে আমি তৃণমূল, কারণ যিনি তার জানেন যে জল।
Guys, I'm telling you, he's reading quality research, okay? Now he's saying, he's equating this with modern day aspirational models, which we have countless times discussed in our live streams. See, this is why I'm telling you, the day Bengalis become Hindutvatis, you're not going to defeat them in the streets because they are used to fighting and dying for somebody or the other anyway, and you're not going to defeat them in debates. So, he's now bringing out the advanced arguments, okay, which is not even discussed everywhere in Hindutva circles. He's bringing out the advanced arguments that conversions happened. See, the analogy is today in villages, if you go and ask someone what political party you belong to, they will say Trinamool. Okay, so he's bringing out the fear angle, not just that wow these kings are so great, wow Trinamool party is so great, therefore I'll join Trinamool. No, there's the fear factor.
বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে বাড়িতে, ইলেকট্রিক বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে, মেয়ে বাড়ি ফিরবে না, খুন হয়ে যাবে ছেলে, তাই ভয়তে।
Yeah. He's saying that people are saying that they are Trinamool supporters because they fear their electric lines getting cut off, their daughters getting raped, their sons not returning to their homes.
বলে তৃণমূল, তাই সেই সময়
So, therefore they say they are Trinamools. And therefore, back then, the conversions also happened. He's deliberately saying these things. Of course, after this, there will be countless, I guess, columns written here and there. Or maybe someone will make a selfie video saying that, no, Rudranil, you are wrong. They converted because of Brahminical patriarchy. And then we will destroy them as well with people like Dr. Shomode's research, etc., who I'm planning to bring on my podcast. So, anyway, these things are now being said. Let's go on.
ধর্মান্তকরণ করা হয়,
उनका धर्मांतरण होता है,
ইলেকট্রিক বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে, মেয়ে বাড়ি ফিরবে না, খুন হয়ে যাবে ছেলে, তাই ভয়তে বলে তৃণমূল। তাই সেই সময়
वो डर से बोलते हैं कि वो तृणमूल है।
ধর্মান্তকরণ করা হয়। আমাদের দেশে যারা মুসলমান সম্প্রদায়ের মানুষ রয়েছেন তাদের বলুন যে পরিষ্কার দাদুর উপরে বাবার নাম কেউ বলতে পারে না।
He's saying any Muslim in India, ask them to name the father of their grandfather. No one is able to.
কারণ দাসপাল হালদার বেরিয়ে যাবে তো কি।
He's saying that if you ask them the name of the father of their grandfather, Dashpal, Haldar, these surnames will come out. But so what?
তারা কি ভালোবেসে ধর্মান্তরিত হয়েছেন?
He's saying that some of them may have loved Islam and therefore converted.
বা কেউ ভয়তে হয়েছে।
Some have converted for fear.
আমার দেশে যে নদী পর্বত রয়েছে তারা তো সবথেকে আদি।
He's saying, guys, what is going on? He's saying that so what if the father of their grandfather was Dashpal or Haldar? Some converted for fear, some converted maybe out of love, but the mountains, hills and the rivers we have in this land, that is the ancient essence of this land.
তার নাম কি হিমালয়, তার নাম কি
the name of that mountain is Himalaya.
গঙ্গা, বাকি
The name of the river is Ganga.
নাম বাকিরা জুড়ে আল খাতুন, উল হামান।
He's saying the name of the rivers are not Al Khatun or
উকুল পাতুল বলে
Ul Phatul, etc.
নাম আছে নেই তো।
Listen to this. Most of you all can understand Bengali closely, okay? If you listen to it closely. So listen to this once again.
যে নদী পর্বত রয়েছে তারা তো সবথেকে আদি। তার নাম কি হিমালয়, তার নাম কি গঙ্গা, বাকির নাম বাকিরা জুড়ে আল খাতুন, উল হামান, উকুল পাতুল বলে কোনো নাম আছে নেই তো। সুতরাং এই মাটিটা কাদের ছিল?
He's saying that so these sorts of names were not there, right? So it doesn't even matter what your grandfathers or their religions were, why you converted, etc. All that's done now. Okay, you have to remember that the rivers here are called Ganga, the mountain is called Himalaya, it's not called Al Khaптun, etc. They don't have Arabic names.
তারা তো সব থেকে আদি, তার নাম নেই তো, সুতরাং এই মাটিটা কাদের ছিল প্রমাণিত, ঠিক আছে মানুষ এসেছেন।
Okay, now he gets into even more controversial territory. He says, so that proves who does this land belong to?
তুলবল কোনো নাম আছে, নেই তো, সুতরাং এই মাটিটা কাদের ছিল প্রমাণিত, ঠিক আছে মানুষ এসেছেন। সেই সময় নিয়ম ছিল যার অস্ত্র, যার ঘোড়া, যার সৈন্যবল, যে রাজার মুন্ডচ্ছেদ করতে পারবে সে আসবে, ব্যাস সেইভাবে।
Okay, he was saying that the order of the day had become during those days that whoever has the strength of the sword, they will rule the land, and you'll have to convert out of fear for that.
তারাও এসেছেন, তারপর পুরো মানুষকে কবজা করবার মতো ঠিক যে তৃণমূল যে স্টাইলটা ফলো করছে মানুষের বুঝতে সুবিধা হবে, তারা কিন্তু পরিষ্কার সাম্রাজ্য বিস্তার করেছেন, ধর্মান্তকরণ করেছেন কিছু লোক।
And he's saying that just the way Trinamool is doing it today, they kept everyone in fear, and therefore everyone converted to their faith. Okay, he is directly going back and forth, comparing Trinamool with Islamic invasions.
ভক্তিতে কিছু লোক ভয়তে মুসলমান হয়েছে, কিন্তু সেই আমার দেশে থেকে যাওয়া মুসলমান মানুষেরা তারা তো হিন্দুদের সঙ্গে, সনাতনীদের সঙ্গে একসঙ্গেই খ্রিস্টান, জৈন, পার্সি, শিখ সবাই মিলেই তো পরিষ্কার ব্রিটিশ তার আবার বিরুদ্ধে আন্দোলন করেছিলেন।
Okay, now he's bringing the unity angle of 1857, which even Savarkar pointed out, that everyone fought unitedly against the British, etc.
প্রাণ দিয়েছিলেন, শুধুমাত্র তো হিন্দুরা প্রাণ দেননি, এসেছিলেন তাদের বাপ ঠাকুর।
It's not just that Hindus have given their lives.
14 পুরুষেরা অন্যায়ভাবে এসেছিলেন।
Okay, he's saying that their ancestors did come here doing atrocious things. Okay,
কিন্তু তার সন্তানেরা তো আসেননি,
but their sons did not come from outside.
তাই আজকের আমার দেশে থাকা যে মুসলমানরা নিজেদের মুঘলের বংশধর ভাবেন,
So today's Muslims who consider them the descendants of Mughals, they are wrong, and the non-Muslims who consider these Muslims the descendants of Mughals, they are also wrong.
তারা বন্যায় কথা বলছেন, তারা পাপ কাজ করছেন। ইভেন যে আমার দেশে সনাতনীরা ওনাদেরকেও মুঘল ভাবেন, তারাও ভুল করছেন। আমরা একসঙ্গে ইংরেজের বিরুদ্ধে লড়াই করেছিলাম মুক্ত করবার জন্য।
We fought against the British in an united fashion.
কিন্তু যে ধর্মেরই হোক না কেন, পাকিস্তান যারা ভারতবর্ষ স্বাধীনতার সময় সঙ্গে সঙ্গেই হঠাৎ করে কয়েকটা মুসলিম লীগ, মোহাম্মদ আলী জিন্নাহ, যিনি কোরআন পড়তে জানতেন না, শুয়োরের মাংস খেতেন, মদ খেতেন।
So he's saying that but the Muslims who have some sort of love for Pakistan, when it was being created, parties like Muslim League came about. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who ate pork, drank alcohol, etc.
তাকে নেহরু বাবুরা নিয়ে এসে মুসলিম লীগের নেতা বানিয়ে দিল। বাকি গল্প
Nehru brought Jinnah and turned him into a leader, and I won't go into the rest of the story. That's what he's saying.
বলতে চাইছি না। তিনি হঠাৎ ঠিক করলেন নেতাজিকে বার করে দিচ্ছি, এইবার দু ভাই মন্ত্রী হবো শুরু করলেন, ব্যাস দেশের উপর দিয়ে করার চললো। নেতাজিকে বার করে দিচ্ছি, এইবার দু ভাই মন্ত্রী।
Okay, then he says that then they kick out Netaji as well, and then the saw goes through the middle of the country.
শুরু করলেন, ব্যাস দেশের উপর দিয়ে করার চললো। আমাদের দেশের মুসলমান সম্প্রদায় বেশ কিছু মানুষ, বিশেষ করে যারা মুসলমান সম্প্রদায়ের সহজ সরল মানুষকে যারা বিভ্রান্ত করতে পারেন, ভুল বোঝাতে পারেন, নিজেরা নেতামন্ত্রী হওয়ার জন্য তারা ঝেঁটিয়ে নিয়ে চলে গেলেন একটা কেটে। আমরা বলেছি ভাগ হবো, আমরা তো বলি।
Okay, now again he's getting into controversial stuff. Okay, now he's saying that people who were skilled at manipulating people, they took a portion of the land and portion of the population and left. Did we ask for partition? We never said we want partition. We didn't want some people to go out of the country.
পাকিস্তান ভাগ হয়ে গেল।
Islam went away from the country. Okay, Islam wanted partition. That's what he's saying.
নিয়ে চলে গেলেন একটা কেটে। আমরা বলেছি ভাগ হবো, আমরা তো বলিনি ভাগ হবো। পাকিস্তান ভাগ হয়ে গেল। আমি এখনো সম্মান করি, আমি এখনো গর্বিত সেই সমস্ত মানুষের জন্য, সেই সমস্ত মুসলমান ধর্মের মানুষের জন্য যারা পরিষ্কার বলেছিল এটাই আমার মাটি, আমি যাব না পাকিস্তান। আমি সেই মুসলমান মানুষের জন্য গর্বিত যখন পাকিস্তান।
Yeah, he is now getting into some secular talking points. He's saying that I'm proud of the Muslim who said that I won't go to Pakistan.
যারা পরিষ্কার বলেছিল এটাই আমার মাটি, আমি যাব না পাকিস্তান। আমি সেই মুসলমান মানুষের জন্য গর্বিত যখন পাকিস্তান ভারতবর্ষে বোম ছড়ে উগ্রবাদী পাঠায়, খেলায় যখন হারিয়ে দেয় ভারতকে, তখন এখানে যারা ভারতের পতাকাই ধরে থাকে, পাকিস্তানের পতাকা উড়ায় না।
Yeah, this is the BJP RSS talking point. So I'm proud of the Muslim who is proud of their country when Pakistan even defeats India or Pakistan throws bombs, etc. They stand up for India.
তিনি মুসলমান হোক বা অন্য ধর্মের মানুষই হোক, আমার দেশের যারা ক্ষতি করে, যারা সেই দেশের সম্পর্কে ভালো কথা বলে, সেই দেশের সম্পর্কে তাদের দেশের পতাকা ওড়ায়, যারা আমাদের দেশের শত্রু, তারা এই দেশের বিরোধী, এই দেশের মানুষের ইমোশনের বিরোধী, আবেগের বিরোধী, তাদের হয়ে কথা বলবে। আমার দেশের মুসলমানের খাবার অন্য দেশ থেকে চলে আসা মুসলমান কেন খাবে?
একদম।
Okay, why will the food of my country be eaten by a Muslim from a different country? That is his point in context of CAA. Okay, and therefore that country itself is an enemy. Therefore, no Muslim from here should have any connection with our neighboring Muslim countries.
তাই এই
তার জন্য পরিষ্কার যে কাজটা আগে কেন্দ্রের সরকার করেনি, বলেছিল যারা যারা ওই দেশে সংখ্যালঘু হয়ে রয়েছেন তাদের বাঁচানো আমাদের দায়িত্ব, সেই একই কাজটা কেন্দ্রের সরকার করেনি। বলেছিল যারা যারা ওই দেশে সংখ্যালঘু হয়ে রয়েছেন তাদের বাঁচানো আমাদের দায়িত্ব, সেই একই
This is an important point.
খাবার অন্য দেশ থেকে চলে আসা মুসলমান কেন খাবে?
একদমই তাই। এই
তার জন্য পরিষ্কার যে কাজটা আগে কেন্দ্রের সরকার করেনি, বলেছিল যারা যারা ওই দেশে সংখ্যালঘু হয়ে রয়েছেন তাদের বাঁচানো আমাদের দায়িত্ব, সেই একই কাজটা ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টি করছে। তো ভিডিও এসে পৌঁছয় না পাকিস্তান থেকে, বাংলাদেশ থেকে, নাগাড়ে প্রত্যেকটা মানুষের কাছে কিভাবে মূর্তি।
Yeah, so BJP is doing the humanitarian thing to do, and since we every day see videos of minorities in Pakistan and Bangladesh getting tortured, etc., and running to this country.
ভেঙে দেওয়া হচ্ছে, ঘর ভেঙে দেওয়া হচ্ছে, মা বোনদের টেনে নিয়ে চলে যাওয়া হচ্ছে, সেই ভিডিও এসে পৌঁছয় না। যদি সেখানে
And mothers and daughters getting dragged away from Hindu homes, we see those videos.
সংখ্যালঘু মানুষেরা যদি আক্রান্ত হয়ে থাকে, এটা তো সংশোধনী একটা আইন, নতুন করে আইন তো তৈরি হয়নি। যে
If minorities are attacked there, we will need these laws, and it's not even a new law, it's an amendment to an existing law.
কথাটা ওই আক্রান্ত নিপীড়িত মানুষগুলোকেই তো এর আগের কংগ্রেস সরকার তারাই তো বলেছিল আমরা আনবো, আমরা না।
Yeah, he's pointing out that it was Congress who said that we will get them here and give them a home, the minorities, if they are oppressed in Pakistan and Bangladesh.
নাগরিকত্ব দেবো, তারা তো আনেনি। যারা নিপীড়িত রয়েছেন আমাদের পাশে, বাংলাদেশ, পাকিস্তান, আফগানিস্তান, সেখান থেকে সংখ্যালঘু যে মানুষগুলো রয়েছেন, আরে আমাদের দেশে সংখ্যালঘু
The minorities of these country.
মানুষের সংখ্যা বাড়ছে।
Yeah, now he's saying the number of minorities in my country is increasing. Okay, that is an important fact, and that we will discuss tomorrow. Of course, Professor Kaushik Gangopadhyay is coming to our podcast. We will discuss majoritarian myths, and one of the ways Professor Gangopadhyay has debunked the majoritarian myth is, he says that see, how do we know? See, since everyone is going to complain about atrocities against them, one way to note how this atrocity is, whether this atrocity is actually going on or not, is by noticing whether there is a population decline or not, whether there is an exodus or not. Okay, now Parsi and Jewish population is also decreasing in India, but for that you can't claim that therefore there's an atrocity going on against Parsis or Jews, but because they are not even complaining about atrocities. Okay. But when a population or a group of population says that there is a sustained atrocity going on against their community, then we will have to observe whether there is actually a decrease in their population or not. That we see has happened in Bangladesh and Pakistan. The minority population has decreased in Pakistan and Bangladesh, in Kashmir, but the minority population in India has not decreased. This is one of the many points he makes. Okay, and conversely, the minority population in Gujarat even hasn't decreased, okay, where the infamous riot happened. Okay, so that is what incidentally even Rudranil is pointing out, that minority population is decreasing from there, so we of course need to give them a helping hand, but minority population is increasing here.
আমরা আনবো, আমরা নাগরিকত্ব দেবো, তারা তো আনেনি। যারা নিপীড়িত রয়েছেন আমাদের পাশে, বাংলাদেশ, পাকিস্তান, আফগানিস্তান, সেখান থেকে সংখ্যালঘু যে মানুষগুলো রয়েছেন, আরে আমাদের দেশে সংখ্যালঘু মানুষের সংখ্যা বাড়ছে। পাকিস্তানের থেকে বেশি মসজিদ আমার দেশে।
He's saying that we have more mosques than Pakistan.
বাড়ছে আমার দেশে।
It's increasing in my country.
তাই আমাদের দেশের মুসলমানরা, পাকিস্তানের মুসলমানরা যখন কোনো মিথ্যা কথা বলতে যায়, আমাদের দেশের মুসলমান গর্জে ওঠে।
Okay, so when a Pakistani Muslim tries to lie, Muslims in my country roar.
আর আমার দেশের মুসলমানরা সত্যি কথা বলে দিচ্ছে দেখে এই টিএমসি, সিপিএম, কংগ্রেস ফুট করাই মারতে নেমে পড়ে।
And he's saying that since the Muslims in my country are also waking up, therefore Trinamool CPM are losing their minds.
খেলা সবাই জানে, তারা কেউই চায় না মুসলমান ধর্ম থেকে লিডার উঠে আসুক। এই যে দল হয়েছে না।
Okay, now an interesting argument. He's saying that none of these parties, CPM, Trinamool, want an actual Muslim leader to come up from the community.
এই মুসলিম ছেলে উঠে আসেন, আব্বাস সিদ্দিকী। সিপিএম ভালো চোখে দেখে নাকি তাকে?
He's saying that this Abbas Siddiqui coming out of the party called ISF, does CPIM really like them or like him? ISF used to be officially an ally of CPIM. I don't think they are getting into an alliance this time.
চাষ করো তুমি, মাল তুলবো ব্যাগে আমি।
He's saying that CPIM or these parties want them to do the agriculture, but I'll sort of take away your whatever crop you have grown. Okay.
বুঝেছেন? আব্বাস সিদ্দিকী ধর্মীয় গুরু, সেকুলার, বিমান বসুরের পাশে বসায়নি এর আগে ব্রিগেডে, মানে চষে মরবে তুমি, ধান তুলবো আমি, জোট বলিনি? মধ্যখানে আব্বাস বাবু এবং নওশাদ লড়াকু ছেলে আমাদের সঙ্গে মেলে না, তাদের একদম উল্টো দিকে হবে। কিন্তু পরিষ্কার দেখুন,
Oh, Abbas Siddiqui is not ISF. Yeah, Abbas Siddiqui is Secular Front. Now he's talking about Naushad Siddiqui. I guess that's his younger brother, right? Secular Front and ISF is not. I got confused. Yeah, Secular Front is ISF only. Yeah. Naushad Siddiqui is Abbas Siddiqui's younger brother. Yeah.
পশ্চিমবঙ্গে পরিষ্কার সিপিএম, কংগ্রেস, টিএমসি, সাধারণ মানুষ নির্দল, তিনি যাকেই চোর বলুক, সেই চোর তো তৃণমূলকেই বলবে।
Yeah, he's saying that, see, no matter which party you are or which religion you are, if you today have to call someone a thief, you will call Trinamool only the thief.
আক্রান্ত তো হতে আমাদের 200-র উপরে কর্মীর প্রাণ গেছে, এমনি ভালোবেসে তৃণমূল প্রাণ কেড়ে নিল। বিজেপির সঙ্গে সেটিং আছে বলে যারা লোকে বলে এই ঢপবাজ গম্ভীর মুখো সিপিএম অসহায়।
He's saying that we have lost 200 people. If we had a setting with Trinamool, why would we lose 200 people? Did they kill 200 people out of love?
অধীর বাবুর লোকাল কংগ্রেস।
Okay. Now these are
না,
some
আমি আসামের ছবিটা যদি একটু
generic political retail questions. Now let's get to the Assam section. That's also insanely significant.
সম্পূর্ণ আলাদা কারণে আসামকে জড়িয়ে দিয়ে আপনারা সিপিএম এর দালালি।
Yeah, this was the part. Okay. Before he even ends the question about Assam and CA, Rudranil counters him.
কংগ্রেস
না, আমি আসামের ছবিটা যদি একটু দেখি,
সম্পূর্ণ আলাদা কারণে আসামকে জড়িয়ে দিয়ে আপনারা সিপিএম এর দালালি করবেন না।
Now he openly tells to the journalists that do not try to bring in Assam and do dalali for CPM.
আসামের ভাষাগত একটা সমস্যা, আন্দোলন অনেক আগেই হয়েছিল।
Yeah. He's saying that Assam has a long-standing conflict about language.
আসামের যারা মানুষ রয়েছেন তাদের সম্পূর্ণ আলাদা সেন্টিমেন্ট।
আর detention
জুয়া খেলা ভারতবর্ষে সব জায়গায় বৈধ। গোয়া
Look at his demeanor. So he's saying that is gambling legal everywhere, but it's legal in Goa. So he's bringing out the nuances that different states can have different views, etc. about different laws. Okay, he's trying to point that out. And then he goes on to say that Hrithik Roshan has 6 fingers. Does that mean you need to have 6 fingers to become a big action hero or a film star? Okay, so let's not get into fallacies. That's his point.
সম্পূর্ণ আলাদা সেন্টিমেন্ট।
আর detention
জুয়া খেলা ভারতবর্ষে সব জায়গায় বৈধ, গোয়াতে কিন্তু খেলা হয়। ঋত্বিক রোশনের হিরো হিসেবে হাতে 6টা আঙুল, তার মানে হিরো হতে গেলে 6টা আঙুল লাগবে। অসহায় সিপিএম যত বেশি বদমাইশি করা বন্ধ করবে তত তাদের বেঁচে থাকবার পক্ষে মঙ্গল।
He's saying that he's basically telling to CPM that कायदे में रहोगे तो फायदे में रहोगे, that अभी तुम थोड़े vulnerable position में हो, but stop doing this nonsense. It will be better for you to survive.
ডিটেনশন ক্যাম্প আপনার বাড়িতে আছে, আমার বাড়িতে আছে।
So the journalist had brought out the question of detention camp. Okay, so Rudranil is saying, is detention camp in your home or in my home?
আছে না কালীঘাটে মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের বাড়িতে আছে,
Or is the detention camp in the Kalighat home of Mamata Banerjee?
তো অভিষেক বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় গরিব, যার নাকি জীবিকা চলে গেছে, বউ বাচ্চাকে খাওয়াতে পারছে না বলে বেড়াচ্ছে যে রাস্তার উপরে 50 কোটি টাকার বাড়ি বানিয়েছে, সেটা ডিটেনশন ক্যাম্প।
Now he's saying that Abhishek Banerjee, who allegedly has so many flats, etc., but who allegedly is so poor that he can't feed his family, is the detention camp in his home.
ইট বালি চুন চরকি সিমেন্ট তৃণমূলের কোন সিন্ডিকেট থেকে এসছে? কোথায় ডিটেনশন ক্যাম্প? এখানে
He's saying that where
বাড়ি বানিয়েছে সেটা ডিটেনশন ক্যাম্প। তার ইট বালি চুন চরকি সিমেন্ট তৃণমূলের কোন সিন্ডিকেট থেকে এসছে?
Okay, he's saying that where did all the cement, all the building material come from for his homes? Which syndicate supplied to him?
কোথায় ডিটেনশন ক্যাম্প? এখানে পশ্চিমবঙ্গে।
He's saying that where is the detention camp here?
কোথায়? ঢপবাজির একটা লিমিট আছে।
He's saying that there's a limit to how much you can lie.
সিপিএম যে পদ্ধতিতে বাংলাদেশি মুসলমানকে ঢুকিয়েছিল, ভাই আমার দেশের মুসলমান কি আপনি বলবেন পাপ করেছেন?
Okay, he's saying that CPM has made so many illegal Bangladeshi Muslim immigrants enter, and what was the fault of Muslims who were already here? Okay.
আমার দেশের সরকার গরিবের কাছে বিভিন্ন পরিষেবা পাঠাবার জন্য সে বাড়ি পাঠাচ্ছে, আবাস যোজনা, সে চাল ডাল পাঠাচ্ছে, রেশন পাঠাচ্ছে, সে রাস্তা পাঠাচ্ছে, জল জীবন পাঠাচ্ছে, আমার দেশের হিন্দুর জন্য, আমার দেশের মুসলমানের জন্য।
He's saying that my government is working so hard for sending the welfare benefits to people of poor people of all religions, Hindus, Muslims, etc.
আমি সেক্ষেত্রে বাংলাদেশের মুসলমানকে ঢুকিয়ে দেবো?
Then, in that situation, why will I let a Bangladeshi Muslim immigrant enter or illegal immigrant enter and take benefits of those welfares?
আরে যিশু খ্রিস্টের দেশ তো লন্ডন, ইংল্যান্ড।
He's saying Jesus Christ का देश तो इंग्लैंड है,
ইউরোপ, আমেরিকাও তো তাই। তারপরে
यूरोप, अमेरिका already.
সে ঢুকিয়ে দেবো ওখানে? কোনো
So, will I let them enter as well?
দেশের দেশ তো লন্ডন, ইংল্যান্ড, ইউরোপ, আমেরিকাও তো তাই। তারপরে সে ঢুকিয়ে দেবো ওখানে? কোনো দেশে রয়েছে?
He's saying that will they allow any random people to enter, although they are entering?
যে কোনো দেশের মানুষ আমি বাংলা বলতে পারি বলে এরকম করতে করতে এই পাঞ্জাবি পরে বাংলাদেশে রাক্কা করতে ঢুকে যাবো?
He's saying that just because I can speak Bengali, will I just go and start living in Bangladesh?
দেবে সে?
Will they let me enter?
বাংলাদেশের মানুষেরা খেতে পায় না, তাদের থেকে আমাদের টাকার দামটা বেশি, তাই তারা ভালো করে বেঁচে পড়তে থাকবার জন্য এখানে আসতে চায়।
He's saying that Bangladesh का तो इकोनॉमिक हाल बहुत खराब है, so for a better life they want to come here.
তৃণমূলের লোকাল বর্ডারের নেতা ঠিক এর আগেই যেটা সিপিএম করতো, যার বিরুদ্ধে মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় আন্দোলন করতো, সিএএ হওয়ার জন্যই যে ভদ্রমহিলা যিনি পার্লামেন্টে স্পিকারের কাছে এই
Yeah. Now he's bringing out that incident where Mamata Banerjee got so pissed off and threw a bundle of papers at the Lok Sabha speaker because she was so very much pro-CAA back then. But she was complaining against CPIM, who were doing the same thing today. That remember, Desai Deepak had pointed out something called a pull factor and a push factor, which has been in the discourse of judiciary as well, whenever discussing CA, NRC, etc. That there is a push factor from Bangladesh, there is a pull factor from here as well. So he is pointing out to that pull factor that yes, some people do want to come here because of their poverty, etc. But CPIM used to do the same thing, that they used to facilitate their illegal immigration.
বিরুদ্ধে সিপিএম এর বিরুদ্ধে যেভাবে ইনফিল্ট্রেশন করাচ্ছে মানুষ ঢোকাচ্ছে, তার বিরুদ্ধে কথা বলবার সময় পাননি বলে তিনি কাগজ ছুঁড়ে মেরেছিলেন। ঠিক সেম ক্ষমতায় উনি চলে আসবার পর তাই করছেন। আগে হাতে লেখা রেশন কার্ড ছিল, সিপিএম করে দিত বর্ডার লাইনে।
He's saying that earlier CPIM used to hand out handwritten ration cards to these Bangladeshi illegal Muslim immigrants.
এখন মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় পরিষ্কার বলবে যে পরিচয়পত্র তো ভাই সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট দেয়। কারেক্ট, ঠিকই বলছেন।
He's saying that now Mamata Banerjee does the same thing, but says that identification is given by the central government. But yeah, that may be true, but
কিন্তু সেন্ট্রাল গভর্নমেন্ট যে পরিচয়পত্র কাউকে দিচ্ছে ভারতবর্ষের, সেই পরিচয়পত্র দেওয়ার যে অনুমোদন পত্র তা দেওয়ার ক্ষমতা রয়েছে জনপ্রতিনিধিদের। বর্ডার লাইন,
right. He's saying that yes, the identification might be given by central government, but the sanction for that can come from any public representative, which can obviously be done by anyone who is in power in any state.
লাইনে তৃণমূলের যত গ্রাম প্রধান রয়েছে, যত এমএলএ রয়েছে, এমপিরা রয়েছে, তারা দেয়, রয়েছে জনপ্রতিনিধিদের। বর্ডার লাইনে তৃণমূলের যত গ্রাম প্রধান রয়েছে, যত এমএলএ রয়েছে, এমপিরা রয়েছে, তারা দেয়।
He's saying something that's kind of an open secret in Bengal, that he's saying that in the border areas, he is saying, I'm not saying, that in the border areas, all MPs, MLAs of Trinamool, they hand out these ID cards, etc. Different kinds of identification.
টাকার বিনিময় দেয়, সেটা
In exchange for money.
উগ্রবাদী ঢোকায়। যে রোহিঙ্গা
in exchange for money, and they help terrorists enter and Rohingyas enter.
যে মুসলমান রোহিঙ্গাদের বাংলাদেশ মেরে তাড়িয়ে দিচ্ছে, যে মুসলমান,
He's saying that the same Rohingyas who are being kicked out of, same Muslim Rohingyas, he points out, who are being kicked out of even Bangladesh.
রোহিঙ্গাদের পাকিস্তান মেরে তাড়িয়ে দিচ্ছে।
The same Muslim Rohingyas who are being kicked out of Pakistan.
সেই রোহিঙ্গাদের কোলে তুলে নিচ্ছে শেখ শাহজাহানরা, ডিল করছে কিভাবে ঢোকাচ্ছে মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়ের কল্যাণে, এবং যে কারণে বারবার কেন্দ্র সরকার বর্ডার ঘেরবার জন্য জমি চাইলেও মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় দিচ্ছে না। এই কাজ
He's saying that and therefore when central government wants to create more barricades in the border, Mamata Banerjee is not giving the land for that.
সিপিএমও করেনি, মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় করছে না। ঠিক যে কারণে সিপিএমের বিরুদ্ধে উনি চেঁচাতেন, ঠিক সে
He's saying that CPM used to do the same thing, Mamata is doing the same thing. For the reason that Trinamool used to oppose CPIM, she is doing the same thing now.
এই কাজটা ক্ষমতায় এসে উনি সেটা করছেন এবং মুসলমান সম্প্রদায়কে খেপাবার চেষ্টা করছেন। সবাই সেটা
And she is trying to rile up the Muslim community.
বুঝে গেছে বলে আজকে মুসলমান সম্প্রদায় তারা কেউ হুজ্জুতি করছে না, চেঁচাচ্ছে কে কুই করে।
He's saying now that for that reason today the Muslim community is not really opposing CA because they have understood the game of Mamata Banerjee. But who is really doing the sort of puppy small little cries?
সিপিএম আর ঘেউ ঘেউ করে তৃণমূল।
He's saying the small puppy cries are being done by CPM and the barking is done by Trinamool.
মানুষ বোকা? কি মনে হয় যে পরিষ্কার আমাদের যারা মুসলিম সম্প্রদায়ের ভাই বোন রয়েছে তারা সাংবাদিক হলে তৃণমূল সিপিএমের গা জ্বলছে, তারা লয়ার?
He's saying that people are not stupid. If Muslims become big lawyers and stuff and journalists, that pisses off Trinamool and CPIM, because they would rather prefer that they just remain their party stooges, which might not be entirely wrong based on the stuff we have learned yesterday and day before yesterday.
হয়ে গেলে তৃণমূল সিপিএমের গা জ্বলছে, তারা ডাক্তার হয়ে গেলে তৃণমূল সিপিএমের গা জ্বলছে। কেন শিক্ষিত হয়ে যাবে? কেন এই 30% ভোটটাকে আমি কবজা করতে পারছি না?
He's saying that they are getting frustrated that why am I not being able to completely grasp this 30% vote, and if they become educated, they become successful, they won't be party stooges or party gundas for these politicians. That's why they are frustrated.
তো বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় আশা ছেড়ে দিচ্ছেন, তাই আগ্রাম বাগ্রাম বকে যাচ্ছে।
He's saying that Mamata Banerjee has given up, therefore she is talking rubbish.
লোকে চোখের সামনে দেখতেই পাচ্ছে যে পরিষ্কার কেন্দ্রের একটা সরকার দলমত নির্বিশেষে গরিব মানুষকে বাঁচাবার চেষ্টা করছেন।
These things might not be entirely wrong. He's saying that Mamata Banerjee is frustrated because the central government, Mamata Banerjee is seeing that central government is providing welfare benefits to so many people regardless of their religion.
লাভার্থী বলা হচ্ছে তাদের, যারা এটা লাভ পেয়েছেন। আর একটা সরকার তো আসে দলমত নির্বিশেষে, আপনার পেশা নির্বিশেষে, আপনার পদবি না দেখে, আপনার নাম না দেখে আপনাকে পরিষেবা দেওয়ার জন্য। সেই কাজটাই তো করছে। এত পেছন ফাটছে কেন এদের?
अच्छा, पेछन फाटছে কেন? He's saying that गाड़ क्यों जल रही है इन लोगों का if the central government is being able to provide welfare benefits to people regardless of their profession, religion, caste, creed.
তাই অশান্তি লাগা বাণী তৈরি করছেন তারা।
And for that they are trying to create riots and violence.
এই জান একটু রেস্ট নিন, মিথ্যা কথা বলা বন্ধ করুন, দেখবেন আপনারা বিধানসভাতেও সিট পাবেন, লোকসভাতেও কখনো মানুষ।
He's saying that, so take a chill pill, take a bit of rest, sit down quietly, and then maybe you'll see that you'll have some seats in the West Bengal Assembly. Maybe some people will feel some sympathy for you.
দয়া দাক্ষিণ্য করে একটা দুটো দিয়ে দিতে পারে। আমি চোরদের কথা বলছি না, আমি দুটো অসহায়ের কথা বলছি।
He's saying that I'm not talking about the thieves, but whoever might be a good person in those parties, maybe you'll get some sympathy and mercy, and maybe you'll get some votes.
না, একদমই তাই। আমরা একেবারে শেষের দিকে এসে পৌঁছেছি। এখন শহরে দুটো শ্রেণী তৈরি হয়েছে এই সিএএ কে কেন্দ্র।
কোনো শ্রেণী নেই, সম্পূর্ণ কোনো শ্রেণী।
He's saying, the journalist was about to ask that, see now sir, there are now two different classes who are divided amongst themselves in the context of CA. Before he ends the question, Rudranil says, no, there's no division.
কোনো শ্রেণী নেই, কোনো দুটো।
Saying that absolute bullshit basically in Bengali. There is no shreni here, there's no class difference here, there's no division among anyone, any group here in the context of CA.
জানিয়ে দিচ্ছি, কাগজ আমরা দেখাবো না।
সব সময় সবার আগে নিজে কাগজ বার করে দেখায় বেটা।
Oh my god. Look at how confrontational he is getting with the journalist. He's going to up to his nose and face because he's saying, wait, I can't see your comment, okay, Arpan Chakraborty, because I have an emoji there stuck which blocks the comment a little. So anyway, he's saying that
দুটো শ্রেণী নেই, কোনো দুটো শ্রেণী নেই।
জানিয়ে দিচ্ছি,
কাগজ আমরা দেখাবো না, কাগজ हम नहीं दिखाएंगे. There's that division in society. Now that pisses Rudranil off even more, and Rudranil says, every time there's this question, these people show their papers anyway.
আমরা দেখাবো না,
সব সময় সবার আগে নিজে কাগজ।
He's saying door kagaz. He's saying that basically screw that kagaz nahi dikhayenge. Every time a situation comes, I should have paused here and made this my thumbnail. Oh my god.
বার করে দেখায় বেটার ছেলে।
What the fuck? Yeah. So Arpan is saying now bolchilo duto fail kora ছেলের কথা, Congress and commies. Yeah. চোর বলছিল টিএমসি আর দুটো আসল বলতে বোঝাচ্ছিল সিপিআইএম আর কংগ্রেস। Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. So he did not mean that some good people from Trinamool. He meant that Chor would be Trinamool, and then some good people might be there in Congress and CPM. So anyway, Batachele. How do we translate Batachele now? Okay, I think we can use the word fuckers here. Those fuckers show their kagaz, I guess. Maybe without the word fuck.
জানিয়ে দিচ্ছি, কাগজ আমরা দেখাবো না।
সব সময় সবার আগে নিজে কাগজ বার করে দেখায় বেটার ছেলে। বেরিয়ে যাবার আগে কাগজ দেখায়, বাথরুম করতে যাবার আগে কাগজ দেখায়।
What am I going to translate here? Guys, go on translating, okay? Help me out here. So he's saying that when they wake up, they show their papers. When they go to bathroom, they show their papers. When they come out of the bed, when they grow up, they show papers.
করে দেখায় বেটার ছেলে। বেরিয়ে যাবার আগে কাগজ দেখায়, বাথরুম করতে যাবার আগে কাগজ দেখায়। বিয়ে করতে যাবার সময় কাগজ বার করে, সব সময় কাগজ।
He's saying that when they get married, they show papers every time. Or in everything, they're showing papers.
দেখায়, কাগজ দেখাবো না মানে?
আরেক শ্রেণী বলছে কাগজ আমরা
He's saying that, what do you mean you will not show papers?
পাবো।
আবার বলে কে চেয়েছে? অনেকগুলো অপশন দেওয়া তো, কেন বাজার গরম করার চেষ্টা করছেন? আপনারা চলাবেন না এটা।
He's saying that therefore stop propagating this nonsense. No one has said these things. No one is even asking these things.
এই সমস্ত ছাগলদের কথা বলছেন যারা পরিষ্কার দেশে মিথ্যে কথা বলে বেড়াচ্ছে, তিনি যে রাজনৈতিক দলেরই হোক না কেন, কেন বিভ্রান্ত করছে মানুষদের? সবাই জানে যে পরিষ্কার যারা 71-এর সময় থেকে বাংলাদেশ থেকে আমাদের হিন্দুরা নমশূদ্ররা এখানে চলে এসেছিল, তারা কেউ পরিষ্কার কোনো ট্রান্সফার সার্টিফিকেট নিয়ে আসতে পারেননি। তারা সবাই জানে তাদের নিজেদের পরিচয়পত্র প্রমাণ করবার জন্য অনেকগুলো অপশন দেওয়া রয়েছে, তার প্রতিবেশী বলে দিলেও হবে। সেই কথা বলছেন না কেন?
Okay, non-Bengali guys, I don't think I need to translate this. You can understand from his tone.
অনেক সোজা আইনটা, জটিল করে খোঁজে করে যাচ্ছে। এটা কি হয় না, মানে জোক আছে।
He's saying that the see people who have come from 71 and they need their homes, so we will have to give them. They are the persecuted minorities. The concept is really simple. Politicians, these people are confusing people for absolutely no reason. Now he's getting into a joke here.
অনেক সোজা আইনটা, জটিল করে খোঁজে করে যাচ্ছে। এটা কি হয় না, মানে জোক আছে। আমি দর্শকদের উদ্দেশ্যে বলি, যদি ছেলে না কিছুতে বিয়ে করতে চাইতো না, যে কোনো পাত্রী তার মা নিয়ে আসতো, বলতো খুঁত আছে, এ তো দেখতে ভালো না, গায়ের রং ঠিক নেই, আচ্ছা গায়ের রং তো ঠিক আছে না, ওর পড়াশোনা ঠিক নেই, আচ্ছা পড়াশোনা তো ঠিক আছে না, ওর গলার আওয়াজ কথা বলাটা খারাপ।
Okay, he's now making a joke about arranged marriages, that when someone wants to reject an arranged marriage, they go about making these stupid criticisms, basically nitpicking. Okay, so you may criticize the color of the skin, then someone says that no, the skin color is correct. Then you say no, but his profession is not right. Then you can debate and say that no, the profession is also pretty good enough. But then again and again you go on finding some flaw.
তো মা একদিন সর্বাঙ্গ সুন্দর একটি মেয়ে, আমি সৌন্দর্যের অভিধান কি হবে আমি তার মধ্যে যাচ্ছি না, যা মানুষ পছন্দ করেন, সৌন্দর্যের ফর্সা হয় না, কালো হয় না, লম্বা হয় না, মোটা হয় না, বেটে হয় না, রোগা হয় না, কিছু হয় না। তো তার যেরকম সুন্দর বা ঠিক বলে মনে হচ্ছে, সেই রকম এখন সব দিক থেকে নিখুঁত একজন মহিলাকে চয়েস করে নিয়ে আসেন।
So when such a situation was going on, a mother brings a sort of a perfect woman for her son who was being very nitpicky about the arranged marriage.
ছেলের সঙ্গে বিয়ে দেন,
The marriage happens,
ফুলসজ্জা হয়,
Suhagrat happens.
ফুলসজ্জার পরের দিন ভোরবেলায় মা যখন বাথরুম যাচ্ছে, মধ্যবিত্ত মা তো, অ্যাটাচ বাথরুম অনেকের বাড়িতে নেই, একটু দূরে হয়, মা যখন গামছা বাথরুম নিয়ে ভোরবেলা ছেলের বিয়ে হয়েছে, ফুলসজ্জা হয়েছে, বাথরুম যখন যাচ্ছেন দেখতে পাচ্ছেন রকে চলে এরকম করে বসে আছে।
So he's saying that the next morning, after the night of the Suhagrat, when the mother is going to the toilet, she sees her son sitting there depressed. Let's see what the joke is about.
মা জিজ্ঞেস করছে কি হয়েছে রে, এই কোন পাত্রী দিলে? বলে কোন পাত্রী দিলে মানে?
So the son cries and says, why did you make me get married to this person? And the mother says, what do you mean?
মানে এর আবার কিসের খুঁত? এ তো সমস্ত।
So the mother asks, now what problem did you find in this person? I found the perfect person for you.
তো কিছুই ভালো, মানে এমন কিছু খুঁত আছে যেটা আমায় বলা যাবে না, ফুলসজ্জা গেছে, বলছে হ্যাঁ বলা যাবে। তো কি
She says that, have you found some flaw which you can't even tell me? And the son says, yes, I can't tell you even what the flaw is.
বলা যাবে? এর আগে তুই বলেছিলি যে পরিষ্কার গায়ের রঙের প্রবলেম, চুলের প্রবলেম, চুল ছোট, চোখটা।
So far you had said that her eyes are wrong, her nose is wrong, someone's skin color is wrong. What's the problem with this person?
না নয়, অমুক নয়, তমুক নয়, পড়াশোনা যায় না, রান্না ভালো নয়, গানের গলা ভালো নয়, আমি সর্বগুণা সম্পন্ন একজনকে দিলাম যার কোনো
Sarvaguna Sampanna. See, Bengali is so Sanskrit.
খুঁত নেই, তুই তার কি খুঁত বার করতি বল?
What flaw did you find in such a person?
ছেলেকে বলে আসলে ও শুলে নাকের ফুটো দেখা যায়। দেখুন প্রত্যেকটা মানুষ।
He's saying, then the son says that when she sleeps, you can see deep inside her nostrils. That's my problem with this woman.
শুলে যে নাকের ফুটো দেখা যায় এ সবাই জানে।
So he's saying that, see, when you lie down, everyone can see through your nostrils. That's not a big problem. So stop finding out stupid flaws.
বর্তমানে বিজেপির খুঁত বার করতে গিয়ে সিপিএম, কংগ্রেস, তৃণমূল অসহায়ভাবে ওই ছেলেটির মতোই বিহেভিয়ার করছে। আমি
So in the current situation, in an effort to with the hopes of finding flaws in BJP, they are making the same mistake, which is looking down the nostrils of a person who is lying down.
বলবো তারা মিথ্যে কথা বলা কমিয়ে কি কারণে মানুষ তাদেরকে ঠেলে ফেলে দিচ্ছেন, সরিয়ে দিচ্ছেন, সেই যে দুর্বলতা
So stop these lying, etc.
গুলো রয়েছে, মিথ্যা চৈরাম জায়গায় নেহরুই নেমে আসবে, এটা ভাবেন এই সমস্ত ধরনের আলোচনাগুলো থেকে সরে গিয়ে কি করার পরে আর কি সামাজিকভাবে গণতান্ত্রিক আপনারা খিস্তি খেয়েছেন, ভোট কমে গেছে সারা দেশ জুড়ে বা এই রাজ্যে।
He's saying that आप लोगों ने बहुत गाली खाया है इसलिए वोट कम हो गया है मगर ज़्यादा दुख मत कीजिए।
সেই দুর্বলতাগুলোকে ঢেকে আপনারা লড়াই করুন গণতান্ত্রিক পদ্ধতিতে। আমরা একবার বলি না যে বিরোধী শূন্য করে দিতে হবে, কখনো বলি না। অবশ্যই আপনারা থাকুন, আমাদের অবশ্যই সমালোচনা করুন, কিন্তু নাকে ফুটো একবার মতো বদমাইশিটা করবেন না।
He's saying that go on fighting in a democratic process. We are never saying that we must be absolutely opposition free, but stop looking down our nostrils when we are lying down.
পাবলিকের কাছে কিস্তি খাবেন।
Then you'll hear galis from the public.
এই বলবো কোনো দলফল তৈরি হয়নি, কাগজ সব বেটা ছেলে দেখায়।
He's saying that, so again, there's no division in society regarding showing kagas, etc. because everyone shows papers for every step of their lives.
কথা বলুন তো, এই যে প্রচুর লোক রাস্তায় গাড়ি নিয়ে বেরোয়, তা তো গাড়ি চালিয়ে ঘুরছে, তার মধ্যে তারা ড্রাইভার, সে বাইক চালাক আর চার চাকা চালাক, লরি চালাক, তা তো ড্রাইভার গাড়ি চালিয়ে ঘুরছে। তাদের থেকে যখন ড্রাইভিং লাইসেন্স চাওয়া হয় তারা দেখায় কেন?
Okay, he's saying that, see, so many people are driving cars, driving trucks, etc. When they are asked to show their license, why do they show it?
মানে আপনি তো পরীক্ষা হলে ঘুরছেন, আপনি তো ড্রেস পরেই রয়েছেন, তাহলে আপনার আই কার্ড দেখতে চাওয়া হয় কেন?
He's saying that when you enter an exam hall, obviously very sarcastically, as you can see from his tone and demeanor, that even if you are in the school uniform, your ID is asked to be shown. Why do people show it?
দেখুন মুখ বোধে হয়ে যাবে সব, না এটা আলাদা বলবে।
He's saying that when you ask the people who are opposing CA this question, all of a sudden they'll go quiet and say that, no, that's different.
বদমাইশি একটা সীমা আছে।
He's saying बदमाशी का एक सीमा होता है.
তারা কোন এজেন্ডা সেট করবে ঠিক করতে পারছে না।
They can't set their agenda.
আজকে ঘরে ঘরে জল পৌঁছে দেওয়া হচ্ছে কেন? কেন নরেন্দ্র মোদীকে পৌঁছে দিতে হচ্ছে? এতগুলো বছর ধরে এই জোটে থাকা সবকটা দল এবং ক্ষমতায় থাকা কংগ্রেস এবং এই সিপিএম একসঙ্গে যখন থেকেছিল, সংসার করতে যখন এটা জোটে ছিল বিভিন্ন সময় বিভিন্ন জায়গাতে, তারাই কাজগুলো।
He's saying that why is today Narendra Modi having to send waters to every village corner, every corner of the country? All these parties who stayed in power, Congress and CPM, all these people have some time or the other been allies of each other. Why couldn't they do these things?
গরিব মানুষকে বাড়ি দেন, সিপিএম এর অবস্থা আরো খারাপ। ভারতবর্ষে
He's saying that poor people did not get homes and the condition of CPIM is even worse.
সর্বহারা বলে কিছু সর্বহারা দল তো ওই চিন্তায় পড়ে গেছে। এই যে সবাই তো চাল ডাল রেশন পেয়ে যাচ্ছে, এই তো সবার ঘর চলে আসছে, এই তো সবাইকে কিছু কাজ ফাজ দিচ্ছে, তাহলে তো সর্বহারা থাকবে না। তাহলে
See, there are some people who make academic criticisms. Some make bullshit rhetorical criticisms. But when you wrap up academic criticism in the garb of rhetorical, cool, fun criticisms, then you are basically invincible in politics, right? Now, the fact that he is criticizing CPM and the exact policies, the visions of communism here, okay, while criticizing Trinamool, okay, CPIM is not even the biggest, not even remotely an opposition, okay, by numbers, okay. Even then he is pointing out these things, and that is so important because someday CPIM will come back to, will try to come back to power. Communism leftist politics will forever be a significant voice, right? We will try to make sure that it's not a significant voice in numbers, but there will be some commie in some corner of the country or state forever, in every country, okay? Because that's just the nature of the ideology. And Trinamool party might not be there, but CPIM party might not be there, but there will be leftist views. So now he says that CPIM is very, very scared these days because Narendra Modi is being able to send such good welfare to people, okay, and that is a problem for CPIM because CPIM always cares about, they pretend to care about proletariats, okay. What is the Hindi translation for proletariat? I don't exactly know, but in Bengali, the word used in Bengali academics when we translate commie terms is that shorbohara, okay, सब कुछ जिसका चला गया है, ठीक है, सब कुछ लूट गया जिसका, that person is a proletariat. So his point is that if people don't even remain proletariat, how are we going to come to power? That's why CPIM is really pissed off. And that is a very pointed academic criticism wrapped up in good, cool rhetoric.
আমার তো দল থাকবে না যদি আপনার পাড়ায় সবার সুগার হয়, আপনি পাড়ায় মিষ্টির দোকান করলে চলবে না, উঠে যাবে।
He's saying that if everyone has blood sugar in your neighborhood and you try to open a sugar shop, okay, a sweet shop, of course you will go out of business. That's the problem with CPIM. That Narendra Modi is making sure that no one remains a proletariat, and that scares CPIM.
সিপিএম সেই চিন্তায় পড়েছে বলে অদ্ভুত বিকৃত রুচির মিথ্যে জড়ো করার চেষ্টা করছে। তবে হ্যাঁ, ওরা মিথ্যে বলবার আগে পড়াশোনা করে আসে, এইটা নিয়ে যদি কেউ বলেন আমি তার প্রতিবাদ করবো। মিথ্যে জড়ো করার চেষ্টা করছে। তবে হ্যাঁ, ওরা মিথ্যে বলবার আগে পড়াশোনা করে আসে, এইটা নিয়ে যদি কেউ বলেন আমি তার প্রতিবাদ করবো।
What was his last point? He said that before lying, they come educated. If someone says that, I will protest that. Lol. Okay, that was basically the main topic of our discussion today. Let me see if there's any important comments here. I didn't make it full screen up until now. Damn. Oh, or did I? I think I didn't. Damn, that might have looked stupid. Anyway, CPIM is getting outcompeted by BJP. Yeah. Elections in India are the true free markets. Yeah, at least there, yes. Because these are the people who used to determine the political fate of different parties. So Narendra Modi once said that I will create a class which will be above extreme poverty and lower than lower middle class. Which will be above political and lower than middle class. I see. Because their whole politics is based on top poor people getting government help. Yeah. BJP is beating the socialist left in their own game. Yeah, this has been Kushal Mehra's point for so many days, that where is the position in leftist politics to occupy now? BJP has done every leftist thing, executed every leftist thing. Leftists have always talked about leftist ideas. They have not executed. BJP is even executing welfare freebie economics. Can you explain Bhadralok? Bhadralok is a person who talks nicely, who has gone to elite academic institutions, who has read good literature, watches good movies, belongs to a middle to upper middle class, and always from the top two varnas. Okay, in Bengali we call them Brahmon Kayastha Bodhi. Okay, Kayastha caste, Brahmin caste, and Vaidya caste. Okay. Because you probably won't be able to show me one single commie academic, commie bhadralok, or commie intellectual who is not from either three of these varnas. So they are the bhadralok. I beg you, Dada, there's Dada actor Arjun Jinish. I beg you, Dada, there's something very weird. Okay. What is this website shows board committee where the vice president is Chinese. I see. Wait, let me check some other comments. I'll come down later. Better chale translates to son. Yeah, but the tone of the direction of that, intentionality behind that in Bengali is absolutely hilarious. Now, okay. Amar Akbar Antony, everyone father is Kishan Lal only. This is a secular point. What's the difference between a Muhammad of that time and Muhammad of current time? Did this theology, philosophy and holy book change? No, we should not make this mistake. I'm telling you, the Robi Thakur, Netaji Vivekanand Bengali mentality is coming back, and mostly thanks to RSS and BJP for this. Yeah. See, the people in Bengal like to read, and if they start reading, and we have both kinds of people who get beaten up, who like to beat people up, and we have people who like to read up. Imagine that in the interests of Hindutva. Mysterious Socialist YouTube channel ache na. He is a full-time academic. He doesn't have time for that. Amar uporer comment ta por bhai, if this happens I could go to Kalighat. I mean to the Hindu state side of Kalighat, not to the Basti. What is the comment? Because their whole politics based on top poor people getting government help. That's the only comment I can see. Okay, then Kerala is going to fall for commies. 2 seats are fixed for BJP. I see. I'm excited now to see the form Bengali Hindutva takes, the giga chat that it will be. Yes. How to get started with reading politics? What do you mean by reading politics? Books on political science or books on Indian politics? Can you be a little more specific? Then I can recommend books. Is TMC funded Kolkata leather complex comes under TMC scheme of Bishwa Bangla. There's Chinese and Bangladeshi in the board committee, which occupy like 90% of the board. This area is in East. I see. Interesting. Point this out. Post this in Twitter and stuff. Okay. And what Avinav is saying here, I am excited to see the form of Bengali Hindutva. Yeah, I think, see, pioneers have a certain advantage and a disadvantage, right? In every field, you'll see. The pioneers of Hindutva, Sitaram Goel, Savarkar, they never saw any recognition, any success in their lives. Okay. Then the next generation of Hindutva, Arun Shori and all, they saw some recognition. At least they got paid for their work. At least they spent a comfortable professional life. Then comes the third generation of Hindutva, which is today. Kushal Mehra, Vikram Sampath, J. Sai Deepak, etc., Abhijit Ayar Mitra, these sorts of people, okay, who are changing a lot of minds, bringing different people into the fold, etc. Now, what Bengali Hindutva will have a great chance at is that since we are so late to the party, we are going to be able to avoid a lot of the mistakes made by all these past generations. At the same time, we know how to build upon this. We have a platform on top of which we are going to build our arguments and take it further. Okay, make it more advanced. Okay, let me give more examples. Bengalis will get this example. That let's say Bengali rock music. Mohinar Ghoraguli might be an kind of an irrelevant band today. Like you can't make your you can't feed yourself, you can't feed your family by just going around singing Mohinar Ghoraguli songs, right? It was the first rock band in Bengali, but they set the stage for so many other people. Nochiketa, Kobi Shuman, even Anjan Datto. They sort of gave a kick in the nuts of Bengalis who were not listening to anything other than Rabindranath and Nazrul for decades after decades after decades after decades. Okay, दो कंपोजर है, दो सिंगर सॉन्ग राइटर. ओके, सिंगर भी नहीं है, रविंद्रनाथ एंड नजरुल. अरे भाई, और कोई नहीं, और कोई कंपोजर, लिरिसिस्ट, सिंगर, गाना बनाने का कोई नहीं है. And there was of course Adhunik Gan, Pankaj Mollik, etc. But mainly Bengali people always listen to Rabindranath and Nazrul. But then rock music and stuff comes up. So then Rupam Islam happens and Fossils gets so many ways to advance the game. And then now there's even more rock bands. Now even Bengal is full of metal bands. Now they have a more comfortable ground ahead of them. They have a more comfortable path ahead of them because they're building on so many things and they're not starting from scratch. That's the significant benefit I see of Bengal Hindutva having. That's the same with India, right? We did not do capitalism. Therefore, we are today kind of in some ways in a better situation from USA. Whereas if we had done capitalism in the same way during the same era as Japan and USA, we would today have the same problems as Japan and USA, which are basically unsolvable. Okay, isn't it? Because now we know what complete bullshit liberal academia talking points that are born only because of capitalist prosperity does to your society. Birth rates, divorce rates, okay, all those things. We don't have those problems as of yet. So we know where the pitfalls lie. We can avoid them now. And we have done socialism, but we know how to handle that now. We have been living with patharbazes. We know how to handle it. West doesn't know any of these things. Okay, today's West doesn't know how to handle any of these problems today. So we are going to be at a better state now. Same with Bengali Hindutva. We have a brilliant chance to advance the dialogue, discourse, and do it in pretty distinct ways. Bengali Hindutva, I tell you, is going to be pretty rock solid and very, not very, but it will have a distinct flavor to it. We didn't do capitalism, but did crony socialism. Yeah, socialism is always crony. Shubhenduke CM korbe na mone hoy, cause as far as understand Modi, he does everything on a what the fuck was this fashion, but hopefully Home Ministry will be in his hand. I don't think that's going to happen. If at all Shubhendu is not made the CM, I hope he will be at least the deputy CM, or otherwise I don't know how do you accommodate such a person who is the main person with all the ground connection. Let's see what happens. I don't. It's too tough a thing to even fathom that anyone other than Shubhendu is going to be made the CM, because Abhijit Ganguly being the CM will be the same mistake that CPIM made. He will be the Buddhadev Bhattacharya. He will have great ideas, he will have great reputation, etc. Without ground connection, guys, no matter what quality of democracy we have, without ground connection, some things don't happen in India. Which is why you could argue that anything in India, anything that happens in India, in the end is probably democratic, because even if you beat people up, why do you have the people to beat people up but the other party doesn't? Someone is doing something right, not in a moral sense, not in an objective sense, right in the terms of ground connection, that's all. You will have to go and have a personal good relationship with the people on the ground, okay? When you piss them off enough, for decades long enough, then when they see a stronger alternative and see that yes, these people also might end up killing the people in power, then they have some sympathy. But Other than that, without ground connection, nothing is going to happen. Mamata Banerjee has had ground connection forever and ever. Buddhadev Bhattacharya did not have ground connection. Abhijit Ganguly does not have ground connection. Shubhendu Adhikari has ground connection. Jyoti Basu had ground connection. Name one successful Bengal chief minister who had ground connection, and name one unsuccessful chief minister who had ground connection. Okay, you know what I mean. Haniman is saying, Dada, ami podcast ashte pari. We can discuss Indian philosophy and logic in darshana. Hit me up in inbox and tell me what your expertise is in which field. Dada, can you reiterate on Congress Party's MOU with CCP? There's nothing to reiterate. They had a MOU with CCP. Everyone knows about it. And mysteriously, right after that MOU with CCP, China's GDP growth rate goes up like this. Okay, it was going like this anyway. Then after the MOU with Congress, it goes like this. So basically, all of our manufacturing was moved to China after that MOU. BC Roy, why do we know so less of him? I don't know. I guess Salt Lake was his idea, right? 100 views bhi aane laga, ab to aao Kushal Mehra, Ankit Shah ko. Yes, I will get them. Bidhan Chandra Rai did not have ground connection, right? But you see, he was the product of a party which was basically worshipped. Anyone who was the alternative was killed off anyway. So I could well argue that 30 years later, a BJP CM or BJP PM might easily be able to run the state, or might easily be able to come to power, even if they don't have ground connection. That's not going to happen with a party that's just 5-10 years old, or 5 years 10 years old in the state. Okay, কোথায় পিং করবো? Twitter, my Twitter handle is called Indic Economics, or Instagram it's called College Street Kolkata only. Srishti is saying Punjab, Kerala and Bengal need BJP, also Tamil Nadu, and I also hope better opposition comes along, more nationalistic, right? Not anytime soon. Because you see, the majority is still not in favor of Hindutva views. BJP is not yet gaining 55-60% votes in the country, right? Let's see what happens this time. I fervently hope and pray that the present ruler of our unfortunate state meets its Waterloo. Each passing day is becoming increasingly unbearable for poor folk like me. Bring Rudroda one day, Dada. It would be a fun podcast. Which Rudra? Rudranil Ghosh or Rudra Prasanna Banerjee? Which Rudra are you talking about? And India's inflation goes to 10%, and Rahul Gandhi was okay, but now with 4-6% inflation, Rahul Gandhi cries, Mahangai. See, I have a friend who just quit her job from chartered accountancy and has become a travel vlogger. She has the same qualm with the current government. I guess she has come under the influence of Instagram a lot. Instagram commie algorithm a lot, because she was a BJP voter up until 2019, okay? And she's obviously Agarwal. So she says that now she is not going to vote for BJP because, first of all, BJP is somehow responsible for all the caste-based atrocities that are happening in the country. BJP is responsible for that. And then Hathras, wrestlers protest, the alleged rapist was not even kicked out from his job, Manipur, etc. Now, when I said, in terms of, at least when we were discussing economics, I brought out the inflation numbers, and she said that, yeah, inflation is pretty high. So I said, but it's pretty low when compared to the rest of the world. Inflation is going on everywhere in the world. Then she says that, remember this argument, because it's going to come from all non-right people, non-Hindutva people in the country today. She said that those numbers are fudged. Okay, these are not real numbers because they are coming from the government. So if people in that side of the political aisle have lost faith in government data to this extent, it's a long they are long gone basically. Okay, there's no way to have a fruitful conversation with them, because they are saying that Sandeep Sanyal has maybe hypothetically randomly conjured up a number called 4-6%, and therefore everyone is saying that we have an inflation rate of 4-6%. Inflation is greater than GDP growth is the right formula. Yeah, inflation is a must for a good economy. Rudranil Ghosh. Oh yeah, someday it's going to be hard to get his number, and of course these people are now going to be very busy in campaign, etc. Let's see. M. Shastri Singh, ANI podcast, Aditi Singh, MLA from Raebareli said, when I switched to the BJP, I was surprised that Hindutva came naturally to me. The thing about Hindutva is that you only need to break barriers. You don't need to train someone to be a Hindutvadi. What a significant point M. Shastri is making here. I think most people will agree, people who have come from the commie fold will agree that it seems that yes, that is the natural thing to do. And you see, why I'm so angry with commies, to be specific, all the time. And it's not even personally, because everyone around me is a commie. I am never saying that kill all commies or hate commies. If you see a commie, spit on them. That can't work with me, because everyone in my family, in my friend circle, everyone is a commie, except that AI engineer guy, okay? So I'm obviously criticizing their political views, and I have to stick to that only. I can't do anything else. Now, but one of the reasons that I'm so pissed off with this ideology is that when was my first light bulb moment? It was when I saw Jordan Peterson's GQ magazine interview, okay, which has about 30 million views today. I saw it in 2018, and in that interview, I was seeing that one after the other, all my long-held commie beliefs were being demolished casually. Then I listened to Jordan Peterson a little more, then a little more, and then a little more, then Ben Shapiro. Then I realized everything that I knew was based on flimsy premises and absolute bullshit, statistical fallacies, all sorts of fallacies. More importantly, all my gut feelings, which I had suppressed because of talking to my commie friends or listening to commie arguments from my commie friends, all that was in fact right. Okay. A few days back, a friend I was mentioning that Renaissance era thinker person who is a Brahmin from Presidency College, which is in College Street, Kolkata. So that friend who said that it is fair if Trinamool comes to power and 50 CPIM men die, but it's not fair if BJP comes to power and 2 Muslims die. That friend, I had a discussion with him long before I even turned to non-left, etc. It was in 2016 or 17. Okay, I'm hanging out with him on a Saturday evening, and we discuss atheism, Hinduism, etc. And based on some memes, some casual posts here and there, Islamic terrorism, violence, etc. here and there. So based on that, I casually mentioned to him that, see, why are only Hindus atheists? I say this when I'm a far left commie. So I say, why are only Hindus atheists? I think we should change that in some way, by which I meant that we need more atheist Muslims, or educate them higher and faster and convince them in debates to be Muslims, because atheism is objectively better. So he says, you see, the reason Hindus are atheist is because Hinduism is not even a religion, and it was made just few years back. What you think Hinduism, what you are calling Hinduism, it didn't even exist a few centuries back or a few decades back. And then he gives me a list of bullshit data points, which I had no way to counter. And so in 2016-17, my gut feeling was countered with absolute bullshit logic. So now when people, it's sort of a spring that you are suppressed in, and you are held back from being a Hindutvadi in India. When that covering comes off, everything happens like this. The reactions you are seeing from Rudranil today, the reactions you are seeing from Abhijit Ganguly, the insane language Rudranil used today as a phenomenal actor, this is all of that spring reaction, okay? And people say that all corrections are over corrections. You are going to see over corrections in Bengal. That is the thing I'm a little afraid of. And Rudranil, why I have extra hopes from him is because he's not that kind of bad right-leaning intellectual, right? Okay, he's not going to write bad books, which is going to come out from a publication no one reads, or he's not going to create bad movies, bad series just to give a Hindutva message, and then create a movie or web series that's going to make you bleed from your eyes. No, Rudranil is not that. Rudranil is as legit an artist as you can get out of West Bengal, okay? He is as legit and intellectual as you can get. You name any common Bengali book that you want a Bengali intellectual person to read, I guarantee you Rudranil has read. Any poem, any artist, any song, okay? Any famous poet, Rudranil has read all of that. And now when he is coming to terms with these sorts of informations about Islamic invasions, etc., if he is given the budget or some sort of post, even in the culture ministry, or even as an artist himself, if he gets into making or nudging the narrative towards Hindutvad in Bengal, we are going to first of all see a barrage of Hindutvadi content, but more importantly, we are going to see good Hindutvadi content. Okay, of course, there's no dearth of good Hindutvadi content. I guess there is a dearth because except Aditya Dhar and except now Randeep Huda's Savarkar, it's not like every right-leaning movie is a great movie objectively. But Rudranil is going to be a great start to that direction. M. Shastri is saying, right now in the West, the Jews are migrating to the right. Only the Western right is giving them protection and recognizes their predicament. Yes. Ban Stupid People is saying, who cares? You should read Snakes in the Ganga by Rajiv Malhotra. Bangaputra is saying, Dev showed his true face. Even after Sandesh Kali, he chose politics and... Very true. I had a lot of hopes from Dev that I really thought he would now quit politics once and for all, like Mimi Chakraborty did from the Jadavpur constituency, where Shiny Ghosh and BJP's Anirban Ganguly is getting his candidature from. But Dev, man, he really disappointed me. See, he is also a person who genuinely has sort of a good reputation among the commercial movie watching masses, but also he is known to do at least one significant thing which took a lot of balls. He created his own production house. Okay, even that takes a big amount of balls because the biggest production house in West Bengal is of course very good friends with the government. But he bypassed them and created his own production house only because he wanted his own team of directors, composers. He is giving chance to young composers. Both his movies that he did with his own production house, the composer was R.J. Neil. That person has been an RJ for a long time, but he's a great singer-songwriter himself, Nilayonda. He used to judge us in band competitions when I was in high school, okay? When I was in class 12, when I was in first year, in some band competition, he had judged us and we came first. So back then, RJ Neil was just an RJ and people around him knew that he's a good musician, etc. But now Dev, the biggest superstar in Bengal, is creating his own production house and giving this person a chance. And that RJ Neil guy is not even known for creating great commercially hit songs on which you will dance after pegging down two sips of alcohol, okay? He is genuinely giving chances to newcomers, okay? And who is assisting RJ Neil? A guy called Shubhadeep Pan. He used to learn guitar with me. He is younger than, about 3-4 years younger than me. He used to be the live sound engineer for Fossils. And he's a phenomenal live sound engineer, great mix engineer, even pretty good arranger. He is arranging those songs. So Dev is working with these guys. Such a person I had lots of hopes from. Avinav is saying, do you think Qawmi is turning Hindutva Wadis in Bengal, which is going to be the case for most? Do you ever fear the degree of outbursts and the confrontations that is going to happen? That depends on Shubhendu Adhikari. How much of law and order he takes seriously, let's see that. Because if he can stop people from fighting each other, that matter is settled there. But the overcorrection that's going to come in terms of verbal battle, there Shubhendu Adhikari won't give a shit, I think. I'm 99% sure, because why would he? There you will see that people having to become humble, okay? That's going to happen. Any attack on West is dismissed as Hindu propaganda. Yeah. Kerala story emphasis on 33,000 number was absolutely delegitimized the story to the pseudo liberal. Exactly. And the eternal winter. Yeah. And Kashmir Files, though, I think is a genuinely good movie, but you can't do that in the garb of neutrality. So I think it's fair enough what Kashmir Files did. But of course, they also got criticized for fake numbers, etc. Because all of a sudden these cinephiles and cinebuffs decided that, it's factually incorrect because you amalgamated 2-3 real life stories into one story. As if that never happens. That is the thing that always happens. Communists are very good with subtle propaganda movies, but right movies too right-leaning and brazen. Yeah, that is what. We hope we get subtle propaganda movies from Rudranil. And you see, if we get people like Rudranil who are genuinely now thinking in a different line, then we won't even need subtle propaganda. Like I have said many times that if you prioritize the message over your story, your movie is bound to get fucked, okay? But if you genuinely believe in something, you will, and if you prioritize story, it will be a good movie where your views will be shown nonetheless. Okay, let's say you are making a normal film on some couple, and you casually show that the parents are divorced. It's not like you and you are a commie making this movie. It's not like you set out to make a movie justifying divorce. Okay, that's not always the case. That is happening because that person genuinely believes divorce is a normal thing. So the ideal situation is people like Rudranil, who now genuinely believe in these things and who are not making Hindutvadi or so-called subtle propaganda movies just because now they think that now in this portion let's show a bad Muslim person. That's going to come out as absolutely horseshit, okay? And that's not going to work. And even if it does work, it's still bad because in the end it's bad art, okay? We can't fuck with art anymore, okay? Spare art, okay? We have screwed art enough in Bengal. Because why not screw with art? I never say anything is just good and bad. I like to go into the why of everything. So why not screw with art? Because as Nietzsche says, truth is ugly. We need art to sugarcoat things. Okay, so please let not people get turned off or turned away from movies like I have. I don't watch almost any Bengali movie in the last 10 years, okay? I have only watched every Anu Datta movie up until Ganesh Talkies, okay? Or Hindi movies, I don't watch 99.99% of them. Modern English movies, I don't watch 99.99% of them. Even though all my high school was spent watching 3-4 movies, okay? I was never good in studies. I didn't even want to be good in studies because I was all day listening to music and watching movies. How is such a person now turned off from movies? Because I was starting to be fed movies which prioritized message over story. Okay? Rocky, Sylvester Stallone movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, today's Top Gun Maverick. They are not prioritizing message over stories. There is a good story in there. Avengers, good story. And compare that with today's Marvel movies. What is going wrong? They are prioritizing message over stories. Never do that. So I hope great movies come up, and if great movies happen at the hands of leftists, I'm fine with that. For example, I do watch Big Bang Theory every day when I'm eating my meal, okay? Because it's a small, light watch. I've watched that series completely 6-7 times, but still I watch Big Bang Theory, even though it's full of what could be argued as commie propaganda. That all the men are stupid or basically weak. All the women are cool in strong authoritative positions, etc. There are many commie narratives, but it's still so well written. The characters are so interesting. Their character evolution over 12 years is so interesting. The humor is so damn well written. Big Bang Theory has insane amounts of hard work, okay, in the script writing team. You can't replace that with just, we will do a message in a series where the men will be shown weak and the women will be strong, and that will really impress all the feminists. As if that's happening. That's failing one after the other in all Marvel movies. So, if leftists make good movies, which is not even the case in Bengal, everyone is making bad movies, even then I'm fine with it. But mostly I hope the ideal situation will be that people learn about these things and know what the truth is, and then use their skills to create art that just happens to have Hindutva talking points, not because they want to inculcate Hindutva talking points. Have you seen Fringe or POI? No, I haven't seen Fringe. What is POI? Geeks are stupid. Yeah. Bengalis like to read. I hope that was a joke. Yeah, Bengalis read all day. It's just one kind of books. No point countering that or debating that point that Bengalis like to read. Use your art to propagate messages of Hindutva. Yeah, but only if they believe in the art, in the propaganda or in the message truly themselves. Can our Bengali culture survive with Hindus in minority? No. M. Shastri, I think he's a Savarkarite. Devan Sarkar is what I'm saying. What I've sensed from my Brahmin ICSE educated Bengali friends is that they hate Sanatan Dharma more than they hate Modi, which is why building mandirs and statues irks them so much. Yeah, 100%. People should create more arts. If you are passionate about Hindutva, go out there, create Hindutva art. Yes, the problem with commie artists is not just that they are commie artists, but that they are not even prioritizing their art. In the Malayalam industry, of course, they are doing it. But here the problem is they are prioritizing message. I have done background scores for one short film and one sort of a YouTube web series where they were subtly showing love jihad. What can I do? If I start rejecting commie propaganda movies, I'll be jobless in Bengal. But it was not even well made. That is the hilarious part. There the focus was that no, I will show a love between Hindu and Muslim in such trying times. And the director is obviously Hindu. What are you going to do with these people? Bangaputra is saying, I hate that leftists in India say Kerala is best. Sadly, they will never. Are dada, I message pado. Which message? Honeyman is saying, any attack on West is dismissed as Hindu propaganda. Yes. Okay. Let's see who gave a chat. Honeyman is saying, do you think that the people who spread scientific misinformation in the name of Hindutva, which undermines works of genuine people? Yeah, exactly. Genuine people like C.K. Raju's works. Yeah. Do you think that the people who spread scientific misinformation in name of Hindutva, yeah, what do we do about them? At best, what we can hope is, therefore, see, in such a situation, let's say, let's go ahead in a bit of a future as well. If at all there is a strong Hindutva trad sort of a voice, and it's strong to that extent, where you are not being allowed to reject any pseudoscience or fake scientific misinformation, etc. Okay. And if you do that, now gundas are coming to your house. Okay. Because if let's say investment does not yet come in Bengal, or BJP certainly does both, that they keep their gundas and they do the investments. Let's say in such a hypothetical situation, and let's say BJP has gone completely berserk. I'm describing a dystopian future here, okay, of Bengal, because Bengal is known to these things, or maybe even other parts of the country. So, what would you get beaten up for in a hypothetical evil Hindu situation? For I guess disagreeing with Hindu scientific misinformation, etc. So, how to prevent that? First of all, I don't think that becoming mainstream has to be necessarily that big of a concern, because there are so many people on the other side who believe that misinformation is in fact misinformation, and therefore it's absolutely horse shit. Let's keep this out of our minds, etc. But also, the way that's going to not be effective is because the incentive structures are not going to allow that to happen. But let's say even if that happens, scientific misinformation is going to kill you directly. Like that woman who drowned her child in the Ganga. Okay, that obviously must have awakened some people around her, right? That, oh my God, I should not have listened to that Sadhu Baba who told me that go wash your kid in the Ganga and your cancer will go off. Okay, some people around her are convinced, right? Let these voices and these information spread. Maybe they'll be convinced by that. And let's say if you believe in some medicine or some pseudo-scientific thing somewhere, or let's say we replace science or rocket building in a hypothetical dystopian Hindutva future with not building rockets. Let's say someone comes up with the idea that rockets is against Sanatan Dharma, or rockets are a Western propaganda. In these hypothetical situations, we will see that we are falling behind in economics. We will see that people are going out of job. We will see that other countries are attacking us. All those sorts of things will happen. Of course, that will take 50 to 100 years to recover again. But these things will recover again. If you're asking me that how to prevent them completely, all I can do is hope for the best and hope that you people keep reading and using your critical faculties as much as you can, so that you can debate and keep these things at bay. But more importantly, make sure that the government is not ever strong enough to say that no, not building rockets is a good thing and you will have to shut up and listen. Okay, that's why I keep saying free speech is great. But when I talk about free speech, I also say that self-defense laws, uska reform bhi zaruri hai. Without self-defense laws, you can't have free speech, because you might have the right to say it, you might not go to jail for it, but who knows who's going to kill you. So obviously you need to have liberalized gun reform, self-defense reform in India. Actually, the child died before only. Okay, so he died. Also, we should not legitimize pseudosciences. Yes. What if she used religion as a cover to kill the child? Yeah, that might be the case. We shall never know. But what if that wasn't the case? Actually, the child died before only. Okay. Man, we educate them. Honeyman, we educate them. Tell them they are making us look bad, turning away people. We need to subtly talk about it. And yeah, because the problem is always with loud minorities, and there is a loud minority sort of churning away in some parts of our Hindutva discourses as well, okay? So we need to crush them pretty vehemently. But main thing is funding. No one does anything without funding. Godmen, Babas type. See, now that is the problem I could not get to when we were discussing this with the Tantra expert, humanities professor in our previous day's podcast, 2 days back. That where do we draw the line? Who is a Sadhu Baba to whom you go for spiritual guidance or mental peace? And who is a Sadhu Baba who tells you to drown your child in the Ganga? He did not answer. Obviously, I was not going to pester him too much. He will come down to discuss Jati Varna next week or probably day after tomorrow. Let's see. No, not day after tomorrow. Next week probably. So someday we will need these answers. Where do we draw the line? He obviously got pissed off and said that, are you going to say that to Christians as well? Yeah, I'm not a commie. So obviously I'm going to say that to everyone. But because he is from the Tantra field, I'm asking him as a Hindu only. And I'm asking him as he's also a Hindu. So I'm making this a discourse inside Hinduism. So we will need these answers. How and where do we draw the line? We can't draw the line because I guess people would call us atheists. Remember this, we can't even go around showing off our Hindu credentials, and that is not even going to be helpful. Only way people would probably listen to me if I said that don't listen to those things is if I made up a persona like Acharya Prashant or Vada Bhagwa and Rudramala, okay, then people would probably take me seriously. But there's no way people will take me seriously if I wear a black t-shirt and have long hair. So हमसे तो नहीं होगा, जिससे होगा जो लोग भुगत रहे उन लोगों को ये समझना पड़ेगा. So I ask the people in the religious fields themselves, explain to me, I'm curious about it. How are you going to stop it? Do you think it's not going to happen? Do you think it's justified because Christians also do it? Do you think it's not going to increase? Do you think it might not increase? Do you think it's not going to increase? If at all it's going to increase, how are you going to stop it? Okay. Or if at all it is there in some parts, how do you plan to eliminate it? Let's have those answers. And secondly, in the context of showing off your Hindu credentials, I have had this discussion with many people, including the mysterious sociologist, that the one thing, we have discussed this in the live stream as well, that one thing I disagree with Jesai Deepak is that you must wear your Hindu symbols proudly, and that is a part of the discourse. I say that is not exactly necessary, because there are countless Hindus in India who display their Hindu symbols proudly, who attend every puja part, who keep their fasts, who marry according to their caste even, who go to every puja ceremony, every occasion, but believe that there is no Pattharbaz problem, or probably believe that Hinduism teaches non-violence, BJP is an evil fascist party, okay? So I don't see what Hindu symbology or showing off your Hindu symbols does in this context. Maybe he's saying that in the context of South. In Bengal, it means absolutely fucking nothing. In my neighborhood, I have people who are watering their tulsi plant 10 times a day, and they have their dog tied up in the whatever their sort of balcony sort of place 24 hours, okay? And we can't tell them anything because that's a strong Trinamool family. The person is a right-hand man of a local Trinamool leader, okay? He was building up his house tall and tall, okay? Right when the ED raid started happening, right when Partho Chatterjee's money got stuck up with ED, that's when he stopped coloring his house because his money ran out directly, okay? So, obviously devout Hindu. What am I going to tell them? Or what am I going to understand from his Hindu symbols? He's more Hindu than me. Or is he a better person than me? Okay, who is suffering more? His tulsi plant or his dog? Okay, now, I now have an even better example to justify this claim that professing your Hindu symbols proudly has nothing to do with the Hindutva discourse, okay? If you do it, obviously I have massive respect for you, especially if you are a Hindutva person and you do this, okay? But did you all see what Beer Biceps did with the Sandeep Balakrishna podcast? Those of you who know, please let me know in the comment section. Put a hands up sort of an emoji so that we know how many people know what happened in the podcast. Okay, Beer Biceps first of all had the balls to say to Sandeep Balakrishna that I would like to debate you here. That's not something even I say. I have said to many friends that I would probably never debate Gorgo Chatterjee even, because Gorgo Chatterjee is a PhD in neuroscience from Harvard or Oxford somewhere. He has read about million books. It's hard to debate with these people, okay? If we wrote out our points, okay, if we did open letters and stuff, maybe we could actually have a fruitful debate. But in basic verbal one-to-one skills, he would probably crush me, okay? Beer Biceps tells Sandeep Balakrishna, I would like to have a debate with you. Okay, so this is obviously Dunning-Kruger effect, that he doesn't even know how much he doesn't know. More importantly, when Sandeep Balakrishna says and talks about a bit of Hindu awakening or Hindu safety in general, or why it's important for a Hindu to know these things, what does Beer Biceps tell him? Ranveer says, I am the most Hindu I know around me, by which he means he does all meditation, puja patna, bhairav upasana, tantra sadhana. अब वो उसका ब्राउनी पॉइंट बन गया है, ठीक है? This is the problem that J. Sai Deepak doesn't understand. This is the only thing I guess J. Sai Deepak doesn't understand. तो रणवीर इलाहाबादिया might have been an atheist, anglicized kid. वो अब बड़ा हिंदू भी बन गया है, ठीक है? बड़े उसके भक्ति के क्रेडेंशियल्स है, फिर भी क्या उखाड़ लिया? That is my point. Nationalist is saying, what are your views about scientific advantages of those Hindu symbols? I think he wanted to say that don't get shy away if you wear Hindu symbols. Yeah, I would say there's nothing to be shy about, but if wearing that, by wearing that you think you did some big achievement, then also you're a big fool. Okay? Views on scientific advantages of those Hindu symbols. I know there are many atheist explanations for many Hindu symbols, so I am wary of that. I'm not opposed to Hindu symbols at all. আমি তোমাকে বর্ণা বুঝিয়ে দিতে পারি, it's related to astrology. Okay. Beer Biceps is a very confused soul. I genuinely feel bad for that guy. He needs to reach out to people to help him out. Beer Biceps continues to try to defend himself that he is neutral. Yeah, neutral का fallacy जो है ना, ये अगर कोई व्यू होने से पहले ही कोई बहुत पॉपुलर बन जाता है, ये बहुत डिसएडवांटेज हो जाता है. Yeah, I understand that. Now he can't afford 7.5 million subscriber है, 7.04 million subscribers. So obviously he will have to toe the line in some ways. So I don't have too much hopes from him. He at that point, the kind of money he is earning, he can't afford to let go or alienate one section of his audience. I understand that. But the argument is still stupid. Ranveer is, as Sai says, because it's cool now and it brings him money, but because he has to keep everyone together, obviously because of views, so he tries to monkey balance. Yeah. Beer Biceps. But my point is that his argument is exactly what trumps J. Sai Deepak's argument. Beer Biceps is proof that J. Sai Deepak's that particular point does not hold any water. Beer Biceps gets attacked so much because he interviewed 4 BJP ministers, ignoring the fact that he interviewed Atashi and Tehsin. Yeah, nobody watched it. घूमिए जाओ नहीं तो कोरियन वैम्पायर आ जाएगा. Okay. Astrology is very flawed. I have no idea about astrology. Debating without even reading. Yeah. Okay. Then M. Shastri is saying we need to standardize some of our practices like Dharm Pravesh. Right. We also need to understand our own faith better so that we can explain it better to others. Right. Vaimanika Shastra studies are going over that book for a new or ancient system for making aerospace spaceship. Babaraki Smriti art is not so manual. It comes with a certain level of cultural regrowth, which can only happen through reindustrialization. How do you convince those loud minorities in the right-wing fold to read? How do you educate them? I think the only way nowadays is to bring or invite them on podcasts and have them grill them. No, you see, I don't, as of now, I don't see the point in having an antagonistic relation with them, because who knows, maybe they are good people, they are genuinely good people who are who have so much belief in the Sanatan way that they think anything that even reeks of a bit of saffron is definitely now good, or is definitely Sanatani. So debating them and destroying them in debate is not necessary at the moment, I think. But you see, it's never ever going to work by telling someone just to read more. Okay, ये तो कॉमिक्स को हमने बोला है कब से, एटलीस्ट लास्ट 10 साल से बोल रहे हैं, क्या हुआ है, वो उससे नहीं होता है. लाइक व्हेन आई टर्न्ड वीगन इन 2015, आई नोटिस दैट I used to do it in the first few months myself, that anytime I got into a veganism argument, I used to just say that, no, see that documentary, watch that video, can you see how much the animal is getting tortured here? नहीं भाई, अगर डिबेट तुमने शुरू किया है तो डिबेट से ही खत्म करना पड़ेगा. That is on a one-to-one basis, on a Twitter debate if you don't know the person, etc. But even if they read, उससे भी क्या होगा, वो पढ़ेंगे उनका कोई ऑब्सक्योर पब्लिकेशन का बुक जो और कोई नहीं पढ़ता है, जिसमें लिखा गया है कि रॉकेट आसमान में उड़ाना इज अगेंस्ट सनातन धर्म एंड इट्स अ वेस्टर्न प्रोपागेंडा. ऐसा अगर किसी बुक में किसी ने लिख दिया, किसी का पब्लिकेशन है, उसका इंसेंटिव है, कोई मतलब 10,000 कॉपी बिक जाएगा शायद कहीं ना कहीं से, 140 करोड़ का देश है, तो उसको कैसे रोकोगे? पढ़ो बोलने से भी क्या होगा, वो उल्टा तुमको बोलेगा कि नहीं तुम वो बुक पढ़ो, ठीक है? तो पढ़ो बोलने से नहीं होगा. Dada, how can we bring ex-Hindu and ex-Muslims to unite in Hindutva and convince them about it? It would be easier with ex-Muslims than ex-Hindus, because in this case, I don't think you need to invite anyone. They will see what you are up to. They will see what you are about. You will become the aspirational model soon. But more importantly, in some things, you have to show that following your lifestyle is something they should do in their own lifestyles as well. Because like even 5-6 years back, when Muslims were just looked down upon, Khabib changed that to a large extent. Khabib Nurmagomedov, arguably probably the greatest of all time MMA fighter. Khabib showed how devout he was. Okay, he spoke nicely to everyone, regardless of who you were. He behaved well with women, insanely disciplined, doesn't have any moh maya, lobh, etc. Is a multi-millionaire, but lives in that same dilapidated sort of a basti on the hills of Dagestan. Okay, those things really impressed so many American right-wingers that they started having a sympathetic view of Islam. Okay, then Khabib trained under his father, Abdul Manap Nurmagomedov, who trained all those kids in Dagestan because he wanted to take these kids away from Islamic terrorism, because everyone in Dagestan was becoming a terrorist. Abdul Manap decides how to channelize the anger and frustration and the physical fitness energy of these kids. He was a former member of the Russian army. He knew Sambo, the Russian martial art, and he decided, I will teach them Sambo. Sambo is almost MMA. So therefore, all these kids who apply their Islamic discipline to athletics, they all become insane, undefeatable MMA fighters. And the American Christians who are semi-atheists, a lot of them have converted to Islam because of Khabib. Because of the example Khabib has set. That's what I'm saying, okay. We need to do that as well. Because, for example, even Ankit Shah mentioned that old age homes में तो भाई Muslim parents तुम्हें कहीं नहीं मिलेंगे, ठीक है? भाई में झगड़ा तुम्हें कितने मुस्लिम घरों में मिलेंगे, ठीक है? There are things we need to, as of yet, improve upon, okay? So that everything we do, our success, our views, the way we run our lives, the way we look, the way our health runs, everything becomes an aspirational model. तो ऐसे सब लोग आ जाएंगे तुम्हारे पीछे, ठीक है? किसी को इन्विटेशन देने का ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगा, ठीक है? जैसे कि खबीब का एग्जांपल मैंने दिया, यहाँ पे पीपल हु डिड नॉट कम फ्रॉम अ रिलीजियस हिंदू बैकग्राउंड, व्हाई वर सो मेनी वुमेन आफ्टर इन दिस जनरेशन, they fantasize Muslim men so much, okay? I have seen one Bengali Brahmin girl say this about 1 year back. Her Facebook post really went viral in Bengali, okay? The debate going on in Facebook was in Kolkata back then that Muslims are bad, etc. So she says that of course I like Muslim men better than Hindu men. Why shouldn't I like them better? They take care of their women. They take care of their parents. Like even Khabib, when Abdul Manap Nurmagomedov dies of COVID, Khabib quits his multi-million dollar career. Why? Just because his mother says so. Just because his mother says so. Who is in a burqa somewhere, whom we have never seen. Okay. So that girl says Muslim men are really better. They always work out. They take their fitness seriously. They are disciplined. They are hardworking. What's there to not like? Okay. And this aspirational model has been created by the Muslims she sees around her and she sees in movies. Shah Rukh Khan, hardworking chacha. Okay. So it's all coming together. No one is inviting you to Islam. No one is inviting that girl to Islam. No one is inviting the Christian MMA fighters to Islam. It's happening on its own because of Muslims around them. That's what I'm saying. New converts to Hinduism really find it hard to belong into the Hindu community. We should be welcoming them, introducing them to our diverse rituals, etc. TikTok shit, brother. These TikTok influence girls, these are propaganda spread back when TikTok peaked in late 2018. Yeah. We need another Chuni Goswami. Right. We need Khabib type, but for India, that could be Vivek. But yeah, Vivek is very much an aspirational model, but Vivek is not Indian. So उससे नहीं होगा. ये particular चीज़ Vivek से नहीं होगा. Internationally Hinduism का impression बेहतर करने के terms context में होगा, but बाकी सब नहीं होगा. But Khabib is sympathized by more progressive side and is in sports. Yes. Meanwhile, Vivek, the most prominent Hindu face in America, is in politics. Yes. And which new converts to Hinduism? Yeah, ये तो हो गया. We need another Chuni Goswami. By the way, non-Bengalis, do you all know Chuni Goswami? Chuni Goswami has the weird record of being the captain of the Bengal cricket team and winning the Ranji Trophy. And he was the captain of the Bengal football team when they won the Santosh Trophy. Okay, but we need our counter movement. Frankly, that's not happening anytime soon. 30 years ago, I used to ask my grandpa, why can't now these Muslim come back? He answers, roti beti kaun dega? Rutvik, what debate are they talking about? That LCR beneath them and we need birth-based jati etc. That needs to become history. Yes. Need a Khabib, Muhammad Ali in the अभी भी तो इंडिया में MMA का सीन अभी weird है कि जो हिमाचल का वो बंदा गया है UFC में, he is not even our best fighter. Okay, ये थोड़ा कॉन्टैक्ट्स में दुनिया भाई चलता है थोड़ा बहुत हर जगह ही, ठीक है. दैट इज़ अनफॉर्चुनेट रियलिटी ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी इन जनरल. तो वो उसका नाम क्या है मैं भूल गया. ही इज़ अ वेरी गुड फाइटर ऑफ कोर्स, बट ही इज़ एक्चुअली नॉट आवर बेस्ट फाइटर अकॉर्डिंग टू मी. इंडियाज़ बेस्ट MMA फाइटर इज़ एक्चुअली मोहम्मद फरहाद. ओके, बट मोहम्मद फरहाद UFC में क्यों नहीं पहुंच रहा है? दो कारण है उसका. मोहम्मद फरहाद का मैनेजर उसका कॉन्टैक्ट उतना नहीं है जिससे कि वो उसको UFC भेज सके, ठीक है. और एक प्रॉब्लम है कि मोहम्मद फरहाद इज़ ऑलरेडी 33 or 34 years old, but he is fit as fuck. If you look at Mohammad Farhad, you will think he's a 22-year-old kid, okay? Proud Indian, trains with Dagestanis, insanely fit, Muslim. And the way I came to know of Mohammad Farhad is because of his fight with a Pakistani guy. Now, the Pakistani MMA fighter he was fighting was a metal bass guitar player in the genre called metal, okay? That was hilarious. So, I had something to relate to with the Pakistani MMA fighter, and I had something to relate to with Mohammad Farhad as well because he is Indian. So, Mohammad Farhad, the way he fucked that Pakistani MMA fighter, and in fact said that I would not have beaten him up that much. I beat him up extra because he pissed me off and disrespected my country. And he basically knocked out that fighter. तो अब मोहम्मद फरहाद UFC में नहीं जा रहा है, ये जा रहा है. अंशुल जुबली है उसका नाम. हाँ, तो क्या करें. Pathani suit is becoming more prevalent here in Bengal. Yeah, randomly people wear Pathani suit. Coke Studio, right. The left wing has been in podcast space for 2 decades. Yeah, in different ways. Good thing is no Indian can name one left-leaning podcaster. We got early in podcast as right-wing in India. Now, look at Bhupati, oldest active tennis player to win matches. Yeah. No one watches tennis. And as for Coke Studio, yeah. So Coke Studio was a big game changer in terms of changing the minds or giving us a different impression about Pakistan. Now, here's a great nuanced conversation I've been meaning to get into for many days. This is a juicy topic, okay? I'm not taking any sides here. I'm pointing out some interesting things, okay? So see. कोक स्टूडियो का म्यूजिक हमको बेटर लगना, ओके, या फिर दैट हैपेंस इन बांग्लादेश एज वेल एंड दैट अफेक्ट्स बंगाल इन अ डिफरेंट वे, विच इज बांग्लादेश स्टार्टेड डूइंग रॉक म्यूजिक मच अर्लियर, ओके. अभी उनके जो रॉक बैंड्स है या फिर द रॉक बैंड्स वी वर्शिप्ड व्हेन वी वर ग्रोइंग अप, all of those bands, 99% of them are worse than the Bengali rock bands we have today in West Bengal. But Growing up, we saw that they were already doing rock music, so we decided that, oh, Bangladesh's music scene is so advanced that they have already reached rock music, whereas we are still catching up and thinking of doing rock music. Okay. Now, that's the same thing happens with Pakistani Coke Studio. People started watching, mainstream Indians started watching Coke Studio when Coke Studio happened in Hindi, of course, in India. I started watching Coke Studio Pakistan when I was in class 8 or 9, okay? Yeah, because in class 9, I was introduced to a band called Mekal Hassan Band. I don't know how many of you have heard of it, but that Mekal Hassan Band is now officially based in Canada. Up until a few days back, it was officially based in India, because except the guitarist, whose name is Mekal Hassan, who arranges all the songs, etc., and the composers, he and the flute player Hassan Papu, except these two guys, everyone in the band keeps changing. But their most famous vocalist was a person called Javed Bashir, who has sung 2-3 songs in Bollywood as well. So I started listening to Coke Studio when I was in class 9-10 and recognized the sound, even the vocalist especially, because it was Javed Bashir singing. Okay. Now, what do we get the impression of Coke Studio again? It's an advanced kind of way of making music, because they are experimenting so much. I would say Coke Studio Pakistan is objectively really great music. But the problem is, why wasn't Indian music evolving? Because we were also evolving, but in different ways. We were not listening to anything except Bollywood. Now, the movie industries in Pakistan and Bangladesh are not where the main money is. Therefore, उनका इवोल्यूशन म्यूजिक में अलग इंडस्ट्री में होता है. हमारा सारा पैसा बॉलीवुड में है, जो कि बाईपास होता है प्रोड्यूसर और डायरेक्टर के हाँ बोलने से. तो हमारा एवोल्यूशन सिर्फ बॉलीवुड में होता है और सिर्फ एक तरीके से होता है. जॉनर एवोल्यूशन बॉलीवुड के बाहर हमारा नहीं हो रहा था. नाउ another interesting reason why Bangladesh's music was more advanced, whereas Kolkata's wasn't. Let's say this idea that Shillong is the rock capital of India. Okay, now again, it's considered to be a great place or an advanced place because they do rock music. If you go to Shillong, you will notice that everywhere. Even these days, the CM of Manipur and all, their clips go viral. They are playing guitar solos of Iron Maiden, etc. The point is, they are advanced in rock music. Their chief ministers know Iron Maiden songs because their indigenous culture was completely obliterated. We know this in the Hindutva side, right? But of course, we did not know that growing up. We saw rock music as an aspirational model, anything Western as an aspirational model. So, first of all, we did not know that उनका रॉक म्यूजिक पहले आ गया क्योंकि उनका रॉक के अलावा कुछ करने का था नहीं. इन्होंने बॉब डिलन पहले सुनना शुरू कर दिया, जॉन लेलन सबसे पहले सुन लिया. वेस्ट में जो हो रहा था वो कन्वर्जन माफिया के हाथों से या फिर वो कॉन्वेंट स्कूलों के हाथों से ये डायरेक्ट इमीडिएटली नॉर्थ ईस्ट में सीधा पहुंच रहा था. इसलिए वो लोग रॉक म्यूजिक सबसे पहले कर रहे थे. ओके, like this is an example I give to many people. The first time I went to Shillong, I have been to Shillong only twice. First time I went was to attend the semi-finals of a band competition. So I was carrying my own guitar amplifier. Okay. So when I went to the airport in Kolkata, it was a non-Bengali air hostess or stewardess who was handling the luggage, etc. I couldn't explain to her for about 15 minutes what is a guitar amplifier. She knows that you have a guitar made of wood, you do jung 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 and it makes sound. What's a guitar amplifier? So at the end of the conversation, she said, हमको तो कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. And we all laughed at her. Of course, not to her face. Then, the moment we set our foot in Shillong, the taxi driver, the security guard in the hostel we were staying, we were staying in IIM Shillong. The security guard, the Darwan of the hostel asks me, which company is this amplifier made by? Okay, who made this amplifier? What's the wattage? Is there reverb? Is there delay? And then we find out that his phone rings. The ringtone is a song by the famous rock band Creed. Okay. Next day, our bandmates go out to find some alcohol. In the taxi, they are playing Lamb of God, a legendary metal band. तो ये सब तो हमारे दिमाग को हिला दिया एकदम. But the other reason that Bangladesh was doing rock music before everyone else is something like Shillong. बांग्लादेश का इंडिजिनस कल्चर गया तो गड्ढे में, और है क्या? ठीक है, आधे लोगों को तो लगता है म्यूजिक है हराम, बाकी लोगों का जो म्यूजिक था वो भी गया है. तो म्यूजिक क्या होगा? म्यूजिक करने का मन तो करेगा, तो चलो सीधा रॉक म्यूजिक करते हैं, क्योंकि बांग्लादेश का तो बहुत करप्ट एक टॉप क्लास है, अपर क्लास है, अपर मिडिल भी नहीं, अपर क्लास है और भिखारी क्लास है बांग्लादेश में. तो जो अपर क्लास है वो स्मगलिंग बिजनेस में है, इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट के बिजनेस में है. तो तब से 80s से 90s से बांग्लादेश में ऐसे ऐसे फॉरेन के गिटार्स, एल्बम्स, कैसेट्स, सीडीज आते रहे हैं जो कि कोलकाता में हमको देखने को भी नहीं मिलता था. ठीक है. तो वी देन नोटिस दैट rock music was succeeding in places where indigenous culture was already fucked. Okay. Now, on the other hand, Bengal always has had genuine great musicians. Maybe in obviously indie cleaning genres, but countless great composers. It's another fact that Bengalis didn't listen to anyone other than Rabindranath mainly, and everyone else that was doing music was maybe in a similar sounding genre, but there were countless people doing music. Sholil Chaudhary left, of course. Even though he was a communist. Pritam Chakraborty from Presidency College, he was a batchmate. He was a geology graduate from Presidency College. Okay, you're Pritam from Bollywood, and he's also Brahmin from Presidency College. No wonder. He was bandmates with the now still going on Bengali band called Chandrabindu. So anyway, all these people leave, etc. But that's a different matter. But there was a great output of Bengali musicians forever and ever. So rock music was not really getting a foothold, because every time someone tries to do rock music, the dogma of Bengalis come out that no, what is this music? Okay, I was told by my commie relatives that why don't you do Indian stuff? Ideology है western, clothes है western, ठीक है, books जो पढ़ रहे हैं western, film देख रहे हैं western, बच्चा गाना बनाएगा वो होगा शास्त्रीय संगीत. तो arguably the father of Bangla rock today, Rupam Islam, his mother is Christian, father is Muslim. He's an Enlightenment era sort of believer. So Rupam Islam, who is the only person in West Bengal today who feeds his family by doing original music and not covers, except outside Tollywood obviously. So Rupam Islam countered this by saying that if we did Baul music, which is Bengali folk, no one would call us copiers of Baul music. But if you do metal music or rock music, suddenly we are accused of copying Western music. Arey bhai, I am removed from West, but I'm liking that genre and therefore doing it. But I am also removed from Baul music and folk music. I'm a guy born and brought up in Kolkata city. What the fuck do I know about village life? How do you expect me to do Baul music? If you are someone who does Baul music sitting in Kolkata, it's only because you like that genre and you are trying to experiment with that genre. ऐसा नहीं है भोसरी के तुम कोई बड़े बाउल फकीर हो. ठीक है. That was Rupam's brilliant argument, and that is what one was getting. But then we see rock music came even further late in other states in the country. Why again? Because those states were even more Hindu leaning and Hindu oriented, and therefore specifically holding on to some specific genres. They were not letting rock music enter. This is one significant realization I had when I went to Pune for the first time. That was not the first time I went. I went to Pune. That was the third time I went. This is in 2011. Okay, we went to what's Symbiosis? Symbiosis journalism department held a band competition. We went there, and there a Marathi rock band, repeatedly kept saying in the finals and in the qualifying rounds that Jagatla Pahila Marathi rock band. I still remember this sentence because we used to make fun of that band so much that in 2011 you are the first Marathi rock band. We have had hundreds of Bengali rock bands since the late 80s, and now we are doing rock music even in English in Bengal. You guys are so backdated. So that's the weird things about music. I don't know how I got here, but this was a fun discussion to have. Rutvik is saying, let's talk a bit about the danger of insularity of Hindutva narrative. Sandeep versus BB episode was a timely reminder. Avoid a Ram Madhav versus Mehdi Hassan. Yes. It was a reminder, first and foremost, that not everyone gets it as of yet. Even if they talk to those people, even if they seem to be believing in those things, अभी भी दिमाग में घुसा नहीं है सबका. In Maharashtra, we don't give a fuck about rock bands. Yes. Vivek Bindra को वो विवेक बोल रहा है. Oh, अच्छा. I see. Sandeep versus BB मतलब beer biceps. Vivek Bindra was a hack. That's different, Rudvik. Different than Ram Madhav versus Mehdi Hassan. अच्छा. Sikhism is okay today. Yeah. When I visited Sikkim, our driver was playing Black Sabbath in the car. Yes. If Sheikh Hasina continues, Bangladesh will be better off for India, and some sort of ex-Muslim movement will take place. There is an ex-Muslim movement in Bangladesh, but they get killed, hacked to death left and right. So I don't have too much hope of their ex-Muslim movement. Hindutva should be all about breaking barriers between Hindus. Yes. Take a look at Shyamanand Dada. He is a damn good MMA fighter in my opinion. He can be our future. And there is another guy also from Nagaland. Nagaland weirdly keeps on creating great MMA fighters because I guess they have such a history of explosive sports, okay, like powerlifting, weightlifting, okay, where you need a burst of energy, okay, not slow burst of energy. So I guess that's why they are so good in MMA as well. There was rock music for a time in South India. It was mainly in English and mostly covers. My second uncle was literally in a band. They used to play restaurants all over. Exactly. That is a difference. That is another important difference we must look at here, sociologically speaking. Okay. Why everywhere else rock music was done in English? Okay. It was done by the elite of the elite. In Bengal, in Kolkata, rock music, whenever it was done, it was not by the elites. Okay. Kolkata's elite was listening to jazz. Okay, Mohiner Ghodaguli, Fossils, Cactus, all the successful bands I'm talking about, none of them are the elite. Okay, family background wise. Okay, so even in Kolkata, the elite who were doing rock music, they did it in English. But there were so many Bengali rock bands already. That was the interesting part. So you see that here, even the Bengali speaking mind was anglicized. That is the thing we must observe here. The issue isn't that everyone gets it, that we can't sell our story to anyone. Yeah, Awami League is the least Islamist option for... Yeah, of course. How many Bihari votes can the BJP win in West Bengal election? I think most of it. People claim that Coke Studio is way better than Bollywood, but they produce like 5 good songs in a year, and Bollywood has produced thousands of great songs. I think in this claim, we will have to talk while keeping in mind different eras. Okay. First 5-6 seasons of Coke Studio, 99% of the songs are absolutely great. I haven't listened to Coke Studio much after that. I don't listen to modern Coke Studio. What, the Khalisi or something? No, that's the Indian Coke Studio. Khalasi. What's the other famous Pakistani Coke Studio song that got hit? I don't like that genre too much. But thousands of Bollywood good songs are because Bollywood actually makes 1 million songs probably in 5 days. From that, obviously, statistically, 1,000 songs will be great. Latency in rock scene in West Bengal is cause of commie, but it is also response to CPM as counterculture. Fascinating. Yeah. Who remembers Junoon? Junoon's bassist is the resident bassist for Pakistan Coke Studio, or used to be. Don't people know that Pathani suit started to insult Pashtun Muslims by King Sardar Ranjit Singh? I see. Dada, System of a Down show? No. Okay. I am sorry you asked me about that band. That is the only one of the rare hard rock bands I don't like. I only like Hypnotize and Such a Lonely Day. But the person I do mostly my personal ventures with, if you go to my music channel, you'll see Krishanu Banerjee. His favorite band is System of a Down. So it's a funny dichotomy. আমার মনে হয় মমতা ব্যানার্জি অপোজিশনে যাওয়ার পর একটা মেটাল ব্যান্ড তৈরি করবে. Why? Yeah, I don't like System of a Down. It's too noisy for even me. Although I like metal, but I don't know. System of a Down, by the way, guys, let me tell you. Do you know the vocalist of System of a Down is an insanely great background score composer? Do you know? Check it out, okay. What's his name? Serge Tankian, right? They are Armenian commies. So he has not been doing too much work with System of a Down these days. My first rock band t-shirt was Toxicity album cover, by the way. But that guy has now been doing background scores for different short films, etc. Phenomenal. Unbelievable melody, unbelievable arrangement of background music from that guy. Insane. I don't know how can he do such weird things, which is according to me weird, when it comes to System of a Down. Armenian anti-Islamofascist, but anti-Israeli, right. Nada by Avial. Yes, I heard it for the first time when I was in class 7. Yeah. Nada. Okay, I don't want to get a copyright strike. Bollywood used to produce good songs in the 2020s. There's not many. I think we should also appreciate the South's rise in movies. Yeah. Bollywood का problem ना अलग है. Bollywood का problem है कि अच्छे कंपोजर्स नहीं है, अच्छे अरेंजर्स भर गए हैं बॉलीवुड में, अच्छे मिक्स इंजीनियर्स तो भर, एरिक पिल्लाई basically Tamil guy but working in Bollywood. I have heard he mixes 5 songs in a day and he charges about 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh per song, ठीक है. तो उसका डेली टर्नओवर है 7-8 लाख रुपए, ठीक है, और मोर देन दैट. तो 95% of Bollywood songs you hear or the biggest hits from the biggest production houses all are mixed by Eric Pillai, and it's the first part of the mixing, let's say some टेक्निकल जो मतलब फालतू हार्डवर्क का चीज़ें हैं जिसमें क्रिएटिव इनपुट उतना नहीं है, वो उसका भाई करता है, एडविन पिल्लाई. तो मिक्सिंग और अरेंजमेंट में बॉलीवुड अब अचानक से 20-30 साल का एडवांसमेंट कर लिया है. प्रॉब्लम है भाई, बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कॉम्पोजिशन में. कॉम्पोजिशन में इतने अरेंजमेंट माइंडसेट वाले घुस गए हैं कि अच्छा सुर नहीं आ रहा है. इंडिया में सुर तो सिर्फ क्लासिकल म्यूजिक के बैकग्राउंड का नॉलेज थोड़ा बहुत लगेगा ही, नहीं तो तुम इतना डेडिकेशन से इतना वर्सटाइल वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक सुनो ताकि उससे तुम्हारा थोड़ा बहुत बढ़िया कॉम्पोजिशंस दिमाग में आए. बॉलीवुड में अभी कंपोजर्स का क्या प्रॉब्लम है कि ना इनको ईस्टर्न क्लासिकल म्यूजिक का कुछ पता है या थोड़ा बहुत बचपन में हारमोनियम सीखा होगा, ना इन्होंने प्रॉपर्ली वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक भी सुना है. इनका रॉक म्यूजिक का ज्ञान शुरू होता है जल से और ख़त्म होता है जुनून से, ठीक है, ये प्रॉब्लम है. और या फिर एक बीटल सुना था, जॉन लेनन सुना, 1-2 पिंक फ्लॉयड सुन लिया, हो गया भोसरी के. कुछ बाकी का कुछ रॉक म्यूजिक भी प्रॉपर्ली नहीं सुना है. रॉक में मेलोडी कैसे आएगा, रॉक म्यूजिक में वो वोकल्स कैसे आया, थोड़ा सा जो डिस्टॉर्टेड वोकल्स जो कि कंट्री म्यूजिक में है, वो उसका सबका स्टार्टिंग बेसिस पॉइंट है ब्लूज, ठीक है, क्योंकि वेस्टर्न क्लासिकल वोकल्स में हर वक्त ही क्लीन वोकल्स होता था कि हो ऐसा वोकल्स होता है. वो जो दर्द वाला वोकल्स, जो पैशनेट वोकल बोलते हैं हम, जो कि अरिजीत सिंह ने पूरा मतलब सबके दिमाग में घुसा ऐसे गाना, ये इस सब का बाप या माँ है ब्लूज़. तो ब्लूज़ बेस्ड रॉक म्यूज़िक, बहुत सारे तरीके के रॉक म्यूज़िक, बहुत सारे एराज के रॉक म्यूज़िक अगर तुम प्रॉपर्ली नहीं सुनोगे तो तुम्हारे रॉक का ज्ञान का भी कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, और फिर तुम ईस्टर्न क्लासिकल का भी कुछ नहीं जानते हो. तो इसलिए अब बॉलीवुड में कॉम्पोजिशन के आफ्टर कॉम्पोजिशन ऐसे हो रहा है कि जो तुम एक हफ्ते बाद भूल जाओगे, मगर अरेंजमेंट बहुत ही क्रिएटिव हो रहा है. द प्रॉब्लम इज people who should have stuck to arrangement, they are getting jobs of composers because they have made good contacts, because they have people skills. This is a weird problem to have. Rock is kind of dead now, to be honest. True, but not in the hearts and minds of people who love rock. This ex-Muslim movement is a result of work done by Anwar Sheikh in 90s. JSD decoloniality will also take a few years to see results, yeah. But if you produce millions of songs every year like Bollywood do, of course, most of them gonna sound trash. Yes. But most Bollywood sounds trash. Okay, Dada Akta Khub Alada. Wait, I'll get to that a little later. See, Bollywood's problem of arrangements being better than composition, you see that has, but even then you are thinking that so many memorable songs are even coming out today from Bollywood. That's pretty interesting that I think it was aptly said by Mohini De. Okay, do you all know who Mohini De is? Plays bass with A.R. Rahman. She is a student of basically her father Sujoy De, who passed away just about 2 months back. For context, Mohini De is probably the most famous bassist in India right now, both in terms of live bass playing and in session work in Bollywood movies, etc. All the bass guitar in all Uri songs was played by Mohini De, okay? All the bass guitar in the Narendra Modi song, Narendra Modi movies songs, where there was an insanely heavy, epic song. What's the name of the song? Saugandh Mujhe Is Mitti Ki, okay? Listen to that song if you haven't listened to it and put it on full volume in your speaker. It will be probably the heaviest song you've heard in Bollywood history, okay? In that song, the bass guitar was played by Mohini De's father, Sujoy De. I don't know if it's Sujoy. It's probably Sujoy. So anyway, Mohini De, also she's famous for having played with Guthrie Govan, who is my favorite guitarist, who I'm lucky to have seen live in Kolkata. Guthrie Govan, by the way, plays guitar with Hans Zimmer in live concerts. So Guthrie Govan also used to play live with Steven Wilson. So Mohini De has played live with Guthrie Govan, played with Marco Minaman, the best drummer in the world, has played with Steve Vai, favorite guitarist of many people, and she went to a very, very internationally acclaimed YouTube channel called Rick Beato, okay? Rick Beato is used to be a music producer of rock bands. Now he discusses music arrangements. He has about 4 or 5 million subscribers, okay? Very, very respected channel among musicians all over the world. Mohini De became the first Indian to get invited to Rick Beato's podcast. Mohini De recently married a white guy, so she lives outside only most of the times. I don't personally like her bass playing for a weird reason. I like melodic bass playing, but she is more from the slap and lock groove kind of a genre. But anyway, so Mohinida said a very important thing there. She said there are no bad compositions, only bad arrangements. She said, yeah, that's what she said. So if an arrangement is bad, then you might end up thinking that the song is bad. But any composition can be made to sound good, which is what is basically happening in Bollywood. The songs that you think are not really that bad are, according to me, bad because I'm looking at it from an insider's perspective, from a practitioner's perspective. Okay, whereas if that same song was arranged by someone else or arranged by someone less qualified, it would probably sound like horse shit. I don't think that was the case during Sholil Chaudhary or Jatin Lalit era, okay? In that era, there were mostly good songs, good compositions, because the arrangements were all same. Arrangement में तो कोई वैसा मतलब differentiation था ही नहीं. Okay, 90% of Jatin Lalit songs sound the same. 90% of Kishore Kumar songs sound the same. तो फिर भी क्यों हमको दिमाग में याद है, हर म्यूजिक पार्ट, हर इंस्ट्रूमेंटल सेक्शन क्यों याद है? सुर बढ़िया था, which means composition was great. अभी composition weak है, इसलिए अरेंजमेंट में और भी ज़्यादा एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन ज़रूरी है. अरेंजमेंट वालों का स्किल ज़्यादा रखना नेसेसरी हो गया है. Porcupine Tree, oh my god, you like Porcupine Tree. So I went to Shillong the second time only to listen to Steven Wilson. I have seen Steven Wilson live, guys, in Shillong in 2016. I met Steven Wilson backstage in person. What the fuck? Where? Check out Sitar Metal and Anand Bhaskar Collective, yeah. That একটা খুব আলাদা question. East Kolkata wetlands is a very messy situation for future of Kolkata. Do you think we can shift the wetlands to east towards the border of Bangladesh? In terms of environmental issues, I don't think BJP is going to take too much note of it, because I don't think people are also going to give too much shit, because the environmentalists who start sticking out their neck now are all going to be called commies, and they are going to be absolutely sidetracked. So I don't think anything other than material development is going to be the focus of anyone in Bengal after BJP comes to power. Canada and Mumbai, what the hell? Are there vocals too? I'm not more into vocals and lyrics, not into instrumental so much. Oh yeah, then listen to Steven Wilson's solo project, which he made after coming out of Porcupine Tree. Especially listen to two songs. Raven Who Refused to Sing and okay, I have forgotten the name of the other song. No, mainly listen to his first two albums as Steven Wilson. Okay then, this was a great discussion, guys. Thank you for joining the live stream. I'm coming back tomorrow 7:30 p.m. with Dr. Kaushik Gangopadhyay. Bye bye.